What's up, internet? What's going on? I hope y'all are doing good. This is Bridge the Gap. All this time later, we have Budda Child back.
I'm back.
Dropped a new project. Honestly, I don't even have a real format for like the second interview, right? The first interview is like the story of Budda Child.
Yeah, we were going way back. I remember.
It's like at Uyghur, and then he goes through the fucking early eras of English hip hop. He's rolling with the preachers. He's fucking battle rap eventing. He's fucking freestyling. He's got all of this stuff going on in his life, and he had just had a kid, and you know he was grinding it out. And we had learned that he had consistently dropped album after album after album, pushing through on the scene, and he was at that phase. And then then we get to episode 2, and it's like, we can just talk about shit now.
Yeah, we got my whole life story already, you know.
And that's kind of like cool. I haven't done actually that many part 2s, so it's still a work in progress as far as how to do the intro bits and whatnot. But yeah, the gist of it is you did just drop a new project. I know it's less my thing, but since Ishmael is already there asking what it's like to work with Merker, and I like to talk about Merker Miyagi, Cali, as some of y'all know him, Cali Beats. Juice is another one of his names.
Yeah, it's true. He has so many aliases.
He's got many aliases.
What up, Ismail?
That's
my number one supporter right there, yo.
Yo, he's like he's like the fan. I like to put it like this: when anybody's like, there ain't no real fans left out there, I'm like, I don't know if that's true, because y'all need to see Ismail Gadamsi fucking like sharing Bandcamp fucking post after Bandcamp.
Yo, he was the first one to buy my album on Bandcamp, you know what I mean? 3 generations. And I call them supporters, not even fans, you know what I mean? And to answer his question, was it like working with Merker?
Yeah.
It's like just natural. It's like I can't even believe it, you know what I mean? Like I was just telling him, like every beat he sends me is like amazing. Like 2 days there, write it, and then the same week I was knock it out, and it's like, oh my god, and it keeps going like every week. Like, how are we doing this? I ask him like, how is this even possible? You know what I mean? But it's just so natural and organic like that. Next thing you know, like we have like 3 albums done, you know what I mean? And now, like, I dropped that album, like when we did the first interview, that was, like, by Sky Beats, And now I dropped another album, the same year. It's the first time I dropped 2 albums in the same year, Completely 2 different albums and shit. And this one's produced all by Merker, And that shit just flows, I give him, like, I'll give him, like, a sample and shit like that. Like, he did a breakdown. I don't know if you guys seen that shit, but check that shit out. He did a breakdown for If You Know, You Know. And basically, I just sent him, like, this classic Kung Fu sample, like, and he did some next level shit to it, added like a whole bunch of shit like that, and he does this every time, so it's like he blows my mind, you know what I mean? And we just work off each other, and we just like, skill sharpen skills or something like that, and just take it to the next level each time, each song,
I definitely fucks with Merker. I mean, I really do. I haven't had the actual privilege of ever like really recording with him, so
you should. It's like life changing, man.
I want to do it for like the novelty of it. I thought about making a goof track called "I Paid Merker for a Picture." I go down and I do like a 1-minute track just to get like the picture on his wall, and
the classic picture in the booth. You mean?
Yeah. Like, you look at it and that like has just this list of like. Everybody that's ever been a person seems to have at some point gone there, and then I realized I never went there. I mean, I've been
just to take that picture.
I've been to the crib though. I've gone like twice now. Bro, it's like he's like, I only do 9 to 5 now.
Yeah, he switched up. I was there like at 2 a.m. and shit like that, But now he switched the whole thing up.
I'm like, but I work 9 to 5 a.m. So we compromised at 6:30 in the morning.
No way.
Well, for
I can't even go there.
My cycle, like, I'm up at that time.
Me too.
And on the cycle, it's like 20 minutes to his crib. So it's not like, it's like a little brisk morning, little, wake yourself up thing. And then we get there. First time we chill for a minute. Second time I get there, he's working on my Merker thing because he was like, "You're mixing trash. Let me do a trash mixing job. It'll be better than
He said that to you straight up?
Straight up.
Yeah, I love this guy.
That guy trolled me pretty hard because he knows my feelings on like samples. So he gave me beats, and they're just like half of one of the song is just the guy singing on it. And I'm like, oh yeah, Merker, I'm gonna do it anyway. But then he took it and then he mixed it, and we're doing this at like 6 in the morning, and then like I'm there for like 30 minutes. It's like 7. He's like, bro, the wife just called. I gotta go.
No way.
I'm like,
that early? Oh shit.
I'm like,
so what happened? Like, you had to end the session?
Well, it wasn't even a session. It was more like I was just went to his crib to chill because like I fucks with him. But like,
you mean his house?
No, like his
studio. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to the house. I'm at the studio chilling.
Okay, yeah.
I'm in that world of his life. But like, yeah, it wasn't even on like some make music shit. It was just more like that was the only time of the day that we had free in the week that we could like link up.
Sleep, yeah.
And I was like, say fucking word. But yeah, he's a chill ass dude. I fucks with him.
Yo, one of the best people I know, not just like music, but just all around good guy. You know what I mean?
Yo, tell us about that video with the one shot shit. What brought that on? What's that like?
Yeah, basically I was just at a chalet and shit like that. You know, like it was a nice chalet for my boy's birthday, Deem. You know. And I'm like, yo, I'm dropping my album. Yo, sometimes I put pressure on myself. I'm like, yo, fuck it, man. I was supposed to do a crazy fight scene, you know, on some Game of Death. I had the whole Bruce Lee suit, you know what I mean? I was gonna fight 3 people and go up like a pagoda, go up like 3 levels, fight the boss, all this shit. But like, oh my god, that was like so hard. Like I got nobody to want to fight. Nobody had a gym, all this shit, you know. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to chalet, get so drunk or whatever, shoot this shit in one shot. Cause I never shot a video in like one long take type shit. You know what I mean? We only did that one take, not even any take after that. You know. So basically, I just just did that one long take, walking around the fucking chalet type shit, jumping on top of the table and shit. You know. And I mixed in like some footage because he was shooting a guy like his reflection in the fucking window type shit. You know. So I just added some cuts and fireworks and shit like that. You know. That's basically it. Not as hard as yours, you know what I mean? I know you're working on some New York with like a million clips and so much footage.
Think about it on the other side. Making the video, we did bullshit fucking one-off takes in alleyways and in front of some graph and shit. And the rest of it is just me sitting around New York going click, click.
Yeah.
So like it's really not like, it wasn't hard to make. It's super time consuming. Like
exactly.
A one-off, now you gotta like at least do your shit in that you got that one take. I find that to be like a lot of a harder challenge because if I fuck it up, it'll be like, okay, I fucked it up, let's do it again.
No, it both has its hard parts, you know, because you have so much coverage, so much footage to work with. Is it time to go through each, each file and shit like that? Like holy shit, I've done that, you know.
So you try super hard at the beginning. The opening shot took forever, like to figure out what the fuck I want to start it with. But then it's like,
yo, it was good. I don't want to ruin it, but it's fucking good. It's so New York.
I didn't leak the fucking beginning part of my story. I leaked a little bit. I was like, I'm gonna leave that for the video.
Okay,
like,
good.
I mean, I thought it was fun. I thought we got some cool shit. Nah, it's cool. Don't even worry about it. But it's like it's more like I'm not trying hard to pick the right shots because pretty much anything works for the purpose of it. It's more just it takes so long to make it all line up on a beat, but still,
really though.
You on that? How long you been editing your own shit?
Man, I actually went to school for this shit. You know what I mean? Like first, I went to Dawson, like cinema communications and shit. Then I went to film studies. You know, originally I wanted to get in film production. That shit was so hard to get in. You know, but I always had the love for film and shit like that. So it goes back to like my first videos, like Stratagems videos and shit like that. Like same thing I did with like you exactly. I went to New York. I went to the Big Pun mural and shit. You know what I mean? This is like they changed it. It was like the one where he's skinny, you know, in a suit type shit.
Now he's like,
yeah. Now it's the big one. Fuck. Now I have to go back for that shit. But yeah, I had so much fucking footage. And my first video was called Reminisce/Relevant. I took it down now. Fuck. But yeah, it had so much footage and shit like that.
You still have that shit?
Yeah, I put it on private and shit though. You know what I mean?
That's that shit that you put behind a Patreon. And motherfuckers pay you like $10 a month to go watch it.
Oh yeah? Oh shit, I'm about to start that. Yo, I'm like behind with all that shit, man.
I don't know. That's how Patreon works. If you have something that people want to see, which you gotta imagine like your fans are gonna want to see that like video.
Oh yeah. Someone's telling me about that. And actually, it was Merker that was telling me about that shit. Yeah.
And so it's like it's because I know Ismail is probably being like, I want to see this video like right now. Like, I can just picture that shit going on. So I mean. If you don't want it out there are ways to.
Yeah, yo, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Jewel, man. But yeah, what was I gonna say? And also the hard part about it is if you don't have enough footage, like me, I had that one take, you know, and a couple of scenes with my son and shit, and I did like magic with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I had nothing to work with, and still, I came up with something, you know.
But yeah, going through all the footage is. Yo, I made a stream out of it. That was my organization fucking thing. I was like, let's do that. This is come find some time shit.
Oh yeah, it's good. People like to watch that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's bro. I was testing shit, and I'm not gonna say it's the most effective strategy, but like just going live and walking down the street, and like wildly, some people were sticking around with me. Like somebody watched one of my walk down 3rd Avenue videos for like 30 minutes.
Wow.
I'm like, that's like, even
You caught
sometimes,
their attention, like.
but like sometimes I know the stream is trash in any conventional sense of what I would watch, but then it's like fuck what you would watch because other people would watch this, and I'm like, that's like,
It's like you never know, you know. But
You
I
know,
never
like-
even went on live, not even once. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah, it's worth
it's
it.
maybe my own ego won't accept it and shit. Like, like, oh, like I have like 10 people watching or some shit. I don't know. I wanted to test at least once, you know. But
I mean, it's cool. You know what I like about live more than the fucking video shit is that number's at 6, right? And it's gonna be at whatever it's at, but it doesn't move. It just sits there, and you're like, say what?
is it real though?
That's real. That's like, I mean, Bonnie's one of them for sure. So she's in the other room. I'm one of them because it's just how it works. But then the other 4 are actually motherfucking people watching this shit right now.
Shout out to you guys. You know,
So it's like, and then I
You
can
guys
see
are
over
MVPs.
there somebody's on Facebook. So shout out you person on Facebook that's not on Twitch. So it's like when you see that, it's like different, right? Because 500 views doesn't mean anybody watched.
it could be the same person watching it over and over. You mean, or like,
Or it
what?
could just be like people like I got a video with like 8,000 clicks, but the average watch time is 1 minute and the video is 90 minutes. So like, ain't nobody watched that video.
Not to the end. Hell,
Like,
yeah.
5 people did because I got some comments that proved like 5 people did, but like, you know, so
Yeah.
like what I love about Twitch is like you get the comments, or like sometimes they'll be just talking about whatever, and like somebody will just say something that's really relevant to whatever the fuck is happening, and you get this like, oh, say word.
Someone's paying attention.
Yeah, and like all of a sudden a 6 don't look like bad. You know, like, it's like, oh cool. Like people will be like, yo, I'm doing homework while your interview's on with my kids, and I'm like, I don't even know. That's so bizarre.
That's
to
mad
me.
cool, man. Like,
Yeah,
that's all you really want, though. You mean like just people just listen like a podcast type shit, you know? Like,
I mean, that's the general vibe of it. But yo, what inspires you lately? Like, what is your vibe up to these days? 'Cause like the whole COVID shit's gone on, a whole almost year's gone by. Like, tell us a little bit about what's going on in the world of Budda Child. 'Cause as much as I could ramble forever, and trust me, I can ramble.
wow,
forever,
like
they care more about you.
last time I seen you when it was like January, yo, a lot has changed, honestly. Like, I'm expecting another child now, you know what I mean?
I'll say
I'm breaking
word.
into the whole world. I didn't even tell nobody yet, you know what I mean? Expecting a daughter. And I'll give me some more material to write, you know what I mean? And it's just my life, you know? Like, what inspires me. And, you know, good production really brings that out in me, you know? And I always talk about my life because I'm really introspective like that, you know? And I always come up with, like, concepts and stuff. I always challenge myself, you know? Like, the next album is called Be Water. And I have a track on that. Oh, my God. It's called Best Friend. And I'm just talking about vagina, like in the most conceptual, metaphorical way, you know? Wait till the shit drops, man. I might even do a video for that shit. I was gonna blow your mind, you know?
He's like mad serious about everything, and then he's like, and the shit's about vaginas.
Yeah. And I'm just talking about it, and you won't even get it to the end type shit, you know? It's so metaphorical and shit like that, you know? But like shit like that, you know? Like Nas, like certain artists inspires me, you know? Like I was watching this thing about Ghostface talking about storytellers and shit like that. And he's like one of the best, you know?
Facts.
Like just off that verse for Impossible, you know what I mean? But he was just saying how Nas is such an ill storyteller, how he did this shit. Like I gave you power with the gun and rewind and all this, you know? Shit like that inspires me. So each album I have like a track like that at least, you know? Like a real conceptual track, you know? Just show them I'm like creative like that, you know what I mean? It can't just be like, you know, I'm the best, this and that, you know? I hate tracks like that, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, my issue with on the best tracks is when it's empirically provable you're not the best. Like, I don't know, if you do a lot of heavy rhyming and Eminem's still dropping albums and you expect me to believe you're better than Eminem, it's like, he's not even I don't even really like M like that no more. But like, if we're talking about that shit, it's like, bro, I don't know if you're really the best, no, you know, like.
You don't fuck with M no more like that, man? You did the Rap God shit, bro.
I think Rap God's a super cool song because it's like this homage to like when you really break it down, everybody he name drops in Rap God is like a god in the sense of the hip hop term, you know, like they're all people that inspired him and shit. And then you get Dax's version of Rap God where it's like Dax is like, I'm the best, and it's like, it doesn't hit the same.
I don't even know who Dax is.
He's an Ottawa rapper. No offense
Okay.
to Dax. He's like actually really good live. So if you're really good live, I'm actually okay with some shit, and I gotta give him props for that. But like, Eminem's rap god is basically like a love letter to everybody that came before him. He was like
I respect that.
listing people I'd never fucking heard of. Like I never heard of fucking JJ Fad before that track. And then it's like we get to the point where later on I feel like he just is a rich guy whining about rich guy stuff.
I don't know. I talked to my girl about this. Like every track, man, is like sometimes just screaming too much. He needs to like have like a laid back vibe kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like too intense kind of thing. You know? Do you find that or no?
Sometimes
Even his radio tracks, like yo, relax. You know what I mean? Like how Busta he took it down a notch for Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See. You know, like do some shit like that. You know?
I really liked Busta's last album. Actually, Busta's last album was a good thing because he knew it was kind of older. So he wasn't even trying to do like a lot of that shit. It was a little bit more calmer, a little bit more boss man, a little bit more I don't even need to impress you with that. Like listen, I want my billionaires and millionaires and shit to be like people I want to be like and shit, I suppose. And I feel like when it comes down to the content, I would rather listen to a dude in my city than a really rich guy whining about his elevator and shit. And I don't mean it like he doesn't have all the talent in the world, but like come on, I've listened to like 500 Eminem songs or whatever. Like at a certain point I'm like I don't know how much I care about but I like a few of them. But then it's like I don't know, Pop Smoke's more interesting to listen to, or like a lot of other guys I find
No, I agree
more interesting to, or like lately like Nate Husser has my attention a lot, you know, like and things like that. Like I'm trying to like I spend so much time listening to the music of like the people that I fucking interview and shit that it's like you kind of like I kind of would rather consume music that at least hits me in some way that I can relate to. And I do not feel that Eminem has made a song I can relate to in a really long time. And I know a lot of people don't want to have that from their music, but for me it's like that. I'm not like angry like when I'm young, so I don't connect with the shit I used to listen to. And he never made music for adult me because he's still trying to make music for young me. Is my feeling.
Yeah, I felt like the whole Encore album was like that, man. I'm like, yo, come on, man. It was just like making all these sound effects, you know. I like the Eminem show, like the mature shit. Like that was my favorite Eminem album.
That's my favorite.
Since then, I don't know, like.
But I was also 15 when it came out, so it's like.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
I mean, like now we're like, I don't know. I feel like Drake dropped Scorpion, and at first I made fun of Drake, but like that's a super impressive double album.
I gotta go back and listen to it. You know what I mean? Like,
like
that's too much like songs for me. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like he did it again too. Like, yo, he's dropping mad songs each album.
I don't know about Certified Lover Boy. There's not really anything that I've heard on that album that I feel like really grabbed me. Whereas Donda got me with a few of them, like that one where it's like, if I hit you with a WYD, better hit me back with a hi. With a bunch of eyes. And you're like, yo, that shit's a fucking
He's a funny guy, you know?
And you're like, so I hit my dude with a WYD this morning, and then I sent him a clip of the truck.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I feel like Donda is an experience. You might not like it, but like that shit was super. Like it was worth going through because like the ones to slap, like that one where he's got like the speech at the end from the dude whose dad's in jail, and you're like,
yeah.
I heard it like 6 times. Every time I heard it, I'm like, you
He's been in jail like for 46 years, some shit like that. Like holy fuck.
I don't feel like Drake made me feel anything on Certified Lover Boy, whereas he actually made me feel shit on Scorpion, and I really liked that project a lot. Like it really connected with me in a bigger way, and I don't know, that shit just matters to me more. I don't even care if anybody's a good rapper. Like I stop giving a shit. I'm like, I don't know.
No, but like, yo, the same thing happened to me the other day. Like, yo, I heard French's album, French Montana.
Oh my
that
gosh.
shit bangs like crazy. I can't believe it.
With me, get her back.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I don't even fuck with that song that much. But everything else is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit, you got Harry Fraud or whatever, like doing his beats. I can't believe my ears, man. He
really
like the violin, man. He was going hard with the violin on the album. Like, he knows how to make anthems, man. I can't even hate it. I was trying to hate, but I can't even hate.
Nah, I felt the same way because I heard a few of his. Because I was in New York when he was on the radio or whatever. Because I got to listen to Hot 97. I was like, yeah,
No way.
Hot 97, and it was Drake, Pop Smoke, and like fucking a couple other people. And
That's what they play? Okay.
I'm like, wow, Drake, yo, for real?
From Canada, yes, Canada representing.
Yeah, my dude was like, yo, Drake been hot since like 2010, bro. And I'm like, oh, shout out Drake.
Yeah, he's probably the most played on the radio anyway, you know.
I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, yo, because I heard that "Fuck With Me Got a Bag," and he had some bars in there, like, you know, like my little chain costs more than your big chain. I'm like, actually, that's a hard bar. Like, like, that's the kind of flex you actually have to have money to know. And really then like, I heard the next one, and I'm like, wait a second. And then my dude ran me through his hits, and I'm like, nah, he
got pure hits, man.
He like, and like, I think people judge him on like a 2013 vibe, but he just never stopped, and he just kept working with famous producers and people.
Yeah, I don't think he drops like enough albums consistently, but when he does, yo, you can't deny that. Yo.
I'm sure his mixtape game though is like up there, right?
Yeah, I think he dropped mad shit, but this is the first album I heard it completely from him. Man. That shit bangs, man. It's very shocking.
But I wonder if it's also like where we're at, right? Like, you know, because I feel like this isn't even as an artist, as a person in life, I feel like I'm doing alright. Not like crazy winning, but like more celebratory than say misery.
That's good, man. You know.
And now when I listen to like celebratory win music, which is kind of what French Montana, I feel like he be on that shit.
Really though.
I'm like, yo, I'd rather listen to this than maybe some miserable shit.
That's a whole different vibe, you know. Honestly, like that's the kind of music I make sometimes, but I don't even want to like listen to that all the time. You know what I mean? Like for me, like the last track of my album was always like the deepest track, you know, the most introspective track. I always save that for the last track, you know. No overdubs, nothing like that, you know, straight through. But yeah. It's good to have those once in a while, but you know, like when you're in a club, you don't want to hear that shit. You know, you just want to have a good time and shit. You know, enjoy life type shit. You know.
And when your girl's around, you're probably not listening to that unless your girl's into that, which in my case is not the case. My girl's favorite shit, I Am the Strip Club by Iggy Azalea, bro. I heard that song every fucking day. She's like all the Iggy, bro.
Oh yeah, wow. While I'm here, I just want to say rest in peace, Young Dolph, man. I used to bump his shit heavy, man. Him and Key Glock and shit like that, man. I actually used to bump his shit. The Dumb and Dumber, all that shit, man.
I never really listened to him, but the circumstances is mad sad, and I feel like, I mean, I don't even know how else to say it. Like, yo, it's sad as shit. Like, especially because he was getting like cookies for his mom or something.
Yeah, at the cookie spot.
The most innocuous, man. Like, you know,
something like, so innocent, like, you know what I mean? Like, holy shit.
And like, he had just like promoted this fucking cookie place, like,
you seen that, right? Oh,
right
man.
beforehand, and I'm just like, damn, man, that's like some serious, like, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not one to glorify it. Like, there's this crazy epidemic of shit that's drastically changed. I don't know about the statistical increases or not, but damn, does social media seem to be highlighting this shit in a way where I feel like I'm more cognizant of every single incident like this in a bigger way.
It's like every other week, like a rapper is getting shot and killed or something like that. But this one's big, man. Dolph, man, I can't believe that shit, man.
I mean, yeah, it's always surprising when like because you always get this like idea that you're gonna get rich and then escape it.
It's always in their hometown too. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Nah, Pop Smoke was across the continent.
Yeah, but usually like you're supposed to get the most love in your hometown. You know what I mean? But it's like sometimes most of the haters.
I don't know, man. It's weird. Like it just feels like we're in a strange time, right? Because social media broadcasts everything. So it's like, how do you stay anonymous? Everybody knows where you're at right now.
Really?
Yeah, because they see you here. Anybody that knows where I'm at knows where you're at right now.
My ops could catch me.
I assume you wouldn't be here if you had ops like that. I don't have ops like that to my knowledge. But like, yo, it actually like makes me think about it. Like, and then you see shit like auto robberies, and I'm not one to really judge crime like that because that's not my place. But from a technological perspective, we were just watching how like there's this trend of like high fashion places getting robbed over and over again.
They're not even allowed to stop you type shit, right?
I don't know, but like
the security just let them like walk out and shit like that.
It's like 80 kids raiding the place. What are you gonna do when it's 80 people?
And then catch as slow as one? Like, I don't know, man. No, but I think there is a law, like you're not allowed to like stop them unless it's like I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I looked that up, man.
Yeah, there's apparently a video titled 200 Rappers Who Died in 2020 on YouTube. I think I watched that, and I did not hear about. I didn't know who most of the people were.
I didn't see that list yet.
I know there's a Wikipedia page that's been dedicated to this for a very long time, and I think what's just happened is there's a lot more rappers.
Just keep updating that.
Well, no, but I mean, like, let's say the total population of rap is going to be really cold sounding. But if the total population of rappers was 10,000 20 years ago and the total population of rappers is 10 million now, by sheer statistical, it's the same thing with all celebrities though. Like, by virtue of global population size going about 3 billion people in my lifetime alone, like, doesn't it just, I know it sounds cold, but like make more sense that we hear about more people dying? There's just
that makes
many
sense.
more people.
Yeah, when you think of it like that.
It's just like, and then because of the way social media works, it's now like you actually
see it more,
hear about it all.
Yeah.
Like, yo, if bro TMZ be like, the only thing I'm checking is if somebody actually died.
They always break it somehow, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, they always
And
break
you're like,
the news.
you know, when TMZ has the story, it's some real shit. Like, they fuck up with everything except who dead. And you're like, damn. But like,
They got like hospital staff working for them or some shit. Who knows, man?
big facts. Well, they got a network. They know how to do it. Or people paid wherever. I mean, I'm certain they just got people that like follow Twitter and figure out where sick people be. And then, like, you know, it's all twisted shit, you know, like some fan will post about it, they'll have a person watching that. Like, they got social media tools and shit that can like spy on pretty much anything you want. So you set up the right level of keywords, you can pretty much find out what you want to find if you're watching it.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's fair.
It's all out there, I guess, you know.
So how do you feel about this whole meta?
Yo, I'm investing in stocks, man. That's all I'm saying about that, man. Because I know that's just the future. I'm even thinking about buying land in the metaverse. You know what I mean? And flip that shit for like millions or some shit. You know, like, is that what you're talking about, right?
Well, yeah, just in general. Because, yo, I know there's an app called Upland that keeps telling me about home NFTs I can buy in a metaverse. This is outside.
Yo, you should do it, bro. I'm telling you, man. That might be the best investment you ever make, man.
Yo, because I was checking it out a year ago and it looked corny. And now that it's saying NFTs and shit, I'm going, you know what? Maybe I should have spent $10 on this corny shit like a year ago.
Yo, you would have been rich right now, bro.
I don't know about rich. I'm not really risky like that. But, yo, there's enough of this shit where I'll be like, yo, should I be like doing some of this stuff?
No, I'm telling you, like, that's the future, man. Let me drop some jewels, man. What I get? Meta. That's the symbol, you know what I mean? That's the ETF and shit like that. What else? Fuck. I can't even remember all the symbols and shit, but yo, that's gonna be the future, man. Really, and that's kind of sad though too, man. People are gonna live in a fucking alternate, you know, reality type shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man, but
I don't think it's fully gonna be like that. Cause, yo, like, I got the VR, right? Like, it's over there somewhere.
yeah, shit.
I'm like, here's the thing. I don't think it's gonna get that good for a really long time. But then it's gonna get that good really fucking fast.
No, I think it's gonna happen really fast. Like how they're having all these concerts and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, like, it's really hard to like get people to care for all the hype. Like, how many people you know that really jumped on that?
personally, I don't know. Like nobody really, you know. But me myself, I'm doing my due diligence. I see what's happening and shit, and see where the future's going and where the money's going. You know what I mean? So that might be a good investment. You know?
Nah, straight up. I think we could create like a VR studio. In theory, I want to try to look into seeing something in the NOCO where I don't even know. Like, we were just fucking around with ideas. Like, something that like one of the 514 online makes people threw my way last summer was like VR boxing, and I'm like, say word, I don't want to fight anybody. But I'm very happy to have my avatar fight your avatar with all the fucking throwing of air punches I can.
Yo, that's fucking brilliant, man.
So,
That's like celebrity boxing, but like, you know, virtual reality shit, you know?
Then like you can do some crazy shit where like if it's low cost, right? Because, yeah, are we buying anything on Black Friday? That's a good question, actually, Stills.
Actually, yeah, I might hit a Best Buy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is it like just general shopping, or do you have like a plan in mind?
Whatever I see. Might do some Christmas shopping, you know? You?
Nah, probably not. I just went to New York.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Actually, it was really good because my dude held it down for us while we were there. But like, still, it's like, I don't know. I got like a few things I need to get per se, but I don't know if it's anything that's like really good on Black Friday anymore. Like, There's
Oh,
not,
it's gonna be so packed too, man. So hectic.
or like whatever it is, I could just buy online, right? Like,
Really, you can though, yeah.
I don't know.
That
If
might be
there's-
the best bet, you know.
That's fair. Rhymesayer says deals on Black Friday. I'm sure a lot of people do. I think
Rhyme
I might.
Sayers, yo, that's
you know
a good
what I
label.
might buy though? A video editor. I know it sounds crazy,
No, that's
but like,
no. So it's
'cause my
easier for
last
you. What
one
are you
was
using right now?
Yo, bro, the one I showed you before, that was
What was
me
that?
using the trial version of Filmora because my
But could you save on that? Make sure you could save on that.
No, I can
There's
save
some-
on
okay,
it, but I
okay.
can't render. But my
Ah.
my homeboy got the license, so I'm gonna send him the save file and all the raw footage.
Are you sure it's gonna work? Or
Yeah,
is there
and
some
then
way-
he's
okay.
gonna load it,
Okay.
and his version's uncracked.
Thank God.
And so he.
'Cause
Can
I hope you're
just-
not doing all this work for nothing. You know what I mean? Because that
Absolutely
happened
not.
to me a few times with that fucking shit.
No, absolutely not. Because
Okay.
like, I mean, why would it? Like, because he's gonna open up the file. It doesn't matter where you created it. It
As long
matters.
as you can save it, right?
Yeah, and I have the save file
Mhm.
already. So like, and he's gonna like do that. But worst case, if it's cheap enough on Black Friday, I'm like gonna go ahead and cop that.
Mhm.
Mostly because like that would be more useful for some of the newer video we want to get into. Some of the newer shit. Branch a little bit away from just sitting at tables talking content and
Mhm.
complement that with like some fucking other kinds of shows.
Like,
One of them I have in mind is about reviewing no-name food items and deciding which of the grocery chains has the best of a particular no-name item. I don't know if everyone else calls them no-name shits, but you know what that is if you're in Montreal, right? It's just no compliment. Fucking Walmart's got a brand like that.
Mhm, yeah.
Now there's a lot of them too. Canadian Tire's got a brand. And yo, some of them be fire. Like some of them is
Okay.
better than Ruffles and shit if we're talking chips. And some of the like fucking soft drinks. Do you know which cola is good? Or are you just buying Coke because you got taught to buy Coke? You know what I'm saying? So like, I thought it might be fun to like do some blind shit, like almost like take the table here,
Yo.
have like 3 little contestants set up, a fucking host, and like kind of run through.
you might be onto something though.
Like yo, first like all cheap shit at first. So like imagine some shit where like the host be like fucking reading the back of the bag of chips and shit to us, like to prep us, but we don't see it all. We just hear about it, and we don't see the chips. Then the guy's like filming the chips against the bags for like the actual footage for like the actual YouTube video, but we're just like here chilling. Then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the cups with the fucking chips in them, and we just go which ones we like the best.
Okay, yeah.
Blind taste test, and whatever fucking wins is king of that shit.
Yo, I fuck with that. You know, like just food in general. I think that's the way to go too. Like, you know how China Mac has like Mac Eats or whatever. You ever see that shit?
I've not.
He goes to like different restaurants, all that shit, and rates the food basically, you know. But it's dope because he goes to different hoods and shit. You go to get the Spanish food, they get the Jamaican food and all that, you know. So yeah, that's just interesting to me. I'm like a foodie, you know what I mean? So like,
I fucks with that. We like I feel like that's what it taps into, but to me it's also like practical. Cause do you really wanna? Cause yo, we start off with bullshit food items, but what about like when we talking frozen chicken wings? Now that episode, we gotta buy a box of each of the company's fucking frozen chicken wings.
yeah, you
That
get
shit
deep
gonna be
into
like-
this now.
And then it's like, yo, we saving you some fucking effort at that point, cause you know that
You need to
like,
know this, yeah.
or like frozen egg rolls, bro, is the most hit or miss shit in the world. Sometimes they like, I know maybe like,
Man, I hit a restaurant for that. I don't know, man. I don't even trust that.
but what if you found one
Unless you
that
found a
was
good one.
fire?
Yeah, yeah.
And we don't know because we don't trust that shit. But sometimes it's good. That's the guide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we run
yeah.
it through like that, and who the fuck knows? And it's just unrelated. But then I just mostly want to do it with rappers and shit from Montreal.
Yo, even better, yes. Yeah, so show like the other side type shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I feel like that's when, like, yo, check it. Like, people be watching all them favorite rappers on Hot Wings and fucking
that's
the
the
one
best
where
show
they
too,
buy
man. I
the
love that
shoes or the one where they, like,
the sneaker
yo,
shit, yeah.
tell me who didn't watch 2 Chainz in the fucking $1 million weed store.
Most expensivest shit? That's what you're talking about? Yeah, I love that shit, man. That shit's ridiculous to me, but yeah, it's funny to see.
So it's like, Ismail's like, me.
Like a gold blend and like
I've
all
had
kinds
people-
of ridiculous shit.
I've had multiple people pull that episode up for me and force me to watch it. I'm like, the first time I was like, cool. But the
Yeah.
third time I'm like, oh yeah, 2 Chainz. smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of shit would you? Because you do like film editing. So let's say you had control of a variety show. What is like the Budda Child's utopian fucking variety show?
Oh man, that's a good question, man. Wow. Like maybe like getting like rappers to like cook. You know what I mean? What about that? Like, yo, it's pretty funny, man. Like, I just seen Soldier Boy cooking like a fucking burger. Did you see that shit?
Nah.
Man, it looked like he just started cooking like yesterday. You know, you'd be flipping that shit a million times. Yo, it's hilarious, you know. But like something like that, you know, like there is a show like that. I honestly like on the Child, but like, you know, something with food that would be good, you know, or like, you know.
Yo, there's a lot of food in Montreal. Like, I don't know if I'm the right guy to go to all the restaurants and shit, but yo, even just going to like fucking restaurants in Montreal, yo, that's some TikTok
That's
shit
a lot,
though.
though, man. Honestly, yeah.
Like, I don't think people have like a full, even people who live here, I don't think they have a full appreciation for like you know, it'd be a fire series. Getting people who is from places to tell you where the most ethnically tasteful, like on point food is from their culture, and then like doing like the Montreal guide to like Filipino food, or the Montreal guide to like Ismail could be like, bro, this is the Tunisian shit that tastes like fucking Tunisia. Like that's some shit I would really want to like. I'd watch that. And I'd
definitely.
occasionally be brave enough to try some of that shit.
No, I'll make the trip. Yeah. Like the best faux spot, the best you know, Jamaican spot. Yeah, definitely.
But there has to be like co-signed by somebody that like actually like knows the shit.
exactly. Has to make sense, you know. But yeah, something like that, you know.
Bonnie's like, it's not fish. Yo, so what kind of stuff do you listen to these days?
Let me think. Other than myself. Let me think.
That's a good answer.
Because I honestly just be bumping my own shit and listen to my own beats and shit. But fuck, man. I just listen to like the shit I always listen to, you know, like Pun, Mobb Deep, you know what I mean? Bone Thugs and shit. But as far as new shit, that's hard, man. I listen to everything, man. But like I said, French's new shit is dope. That shit's banging. Yo, one of my favorite rappers that you might be surprised to know is Kevin Gates, man. I can't even hate. He's like too gifted with it. I don't even understand why this guy has so much talent and shit, you know? But yo, he knows how to make the hardest tracks. That's all I drive around to, honestly. You fuck with his shit or not?
I don't even know. I'm like sometimes I was like, I don't even know if I know what Kevin Gates sounds like right now.
Really?
So if we were to play it, I mean, we can't really do it live. But, like,
look up some of his shit, man. I'm telling you, man.
I'm gonna check it after. I'm always curious about like the people obsess over. Like, there's always something to it, you know. Like somebody was obsessed with fucking Dave East, and then I find out Dave East got to be like in the fucking Wu-Tang show.
He's Method Man, and you know what? He's doing a pretty good job.
And I'm like, yo, you like it?
Yeah. Yo, are you watching the whole shit?
Yeah, man. We're almost at the end of season 1 now. So I'm
okay, I can't even spoil it for you, man.
Bro,
fuck it almost broke my heart, man. And if you guys saw that shit, you know what I'm talking about, man. Oh my god, Vince knows what I'm talking about. You know, he felt that shit.
in my heart though, like the whole like, yo, it's just a show of context and shit, right? Like, yo, when you see like young Raekwon on the roof and shit, yo, you're just like, whoa, like it's like it just adds like this layer to the lyrics that I feel is very helpful, while also being a very quality and enjoyable piece of fucking entertainment inherently, because it's extremely well produced.
It is though. It's shocking. I'm like, I can't believe it. Like the first season is like all street, man. They're just doing like street shit, you know. But the second season, you get more deep into how they record it. You know what I mean? Like in the studio shit, him making the beat and shit like that. Everything, the whole process, like shopping that shit, trying to get a deal, and, like it's really entertaining, like to watch. It's like,
you know what it made me feel like though? Like the one thing that they emphasized all throughout this first season is like how we can work stronger as a unit than like, you know, individuals. And it made me realize like how complicated it is to just do that.
You're dealing with so much more people and so many different personalities and shit like that, and like, you know what I mean, you gotta split it so many ways, you know, like
forget about the money part. Try to get 9 people in a room willing to do anything,
or even to show up at the same time and shit, like even like, you know, like we shoot a music video and shit like that, and certain people are supposed to come through and play a certain role or a cameo, it never come through, you know what I mean? It never like it goes exactly how it's planned. So yeah, like 9 different people, man, someone's gonna be late. Like, you know, something's gonna happen. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Even Bone Thugs, Busy Bone. There's like only like 5. He's never there, Busy Bone. You know. Shout out to Bone Thugs, I love them. But you know, it's like,
yeah, like
so imagine 9.
he apparently skipped the Art of War fucking cover shoot. That's why he looks different than the other ones on the
He has
cover.
no face paint, but I think he just did it because he didn't want to do that shit. He
Yeah,
always wants to be different type
It's
shit.
because
You know?
at that point he was having the issue with the money.
Yeah, he
and
was
he's
always hanging
basically
ruthless.
like-
I understand that though.
Yeah, fuck everybody. If you're not gonna pay me, I'm not gonna do it.
Because they sold so many millions and shit like that, you know. Like Crossroads, they're supposed to be so rich, you know, and it didn't make sense. So I understand his frustration, but he has to be there for the group too. You know what I mean?
That was
When you're a group, you gotta show face type shit, you know.
That was everyone else's idea with it, and then Busy was like, "Nah, that ain't it." But he was also like, if I'm not mistaken, he was dealing with substance issues and some other shit at the time that made it harder for him. Like, he kind of likes the alcohol a lot.
Yeah, on some shows he was just too.
Like, he had passed out on stage.
Yeah. He's the first one to do that shit, huh?
And then, like, it was kind of an issue. Then was he still in Bone? Was he not in Bone? And all things considered, he's one of the most consistent ones today.
He always drops albums. Like, it's like nothing for him. If you ever see like studio footage of him doing songs, you ever see that shit?
Yeah.
It's like he was going crazy, and he's from the page, and then he'd be flipping the page, and not even skip a beat and shit like that. It's unbelievable. Like, you could tell he just wrote it, but he's just spitting like it's nothing, you know, off the page.
Because he's got that like proficiency. I don't know if you ever watched his like story time channel.
Jam TV or something? That's what you're talking about? Yeah, of course. It was family and shit.
Nah, because I mean, I'm calling it what it is. It's like when the blonde chick does a makeup tutorial drinking wine, except it's Busy Bone drinking wine.
He's a very entertaining person. You know what I mean? Even that footage that went viral with him with the musket. Did you see that shit?
Nah.
Man, he had this old school fucking, like, it looked like some, I don't know, it's coming out of cartoon.
Yeah.
Talking about Migos and shit, right? Yeah. Everybody's seen that shit. Yeah.
No, but like we started watching it though, because my girlfriend, it was like one of those meeting points. I'm like, I care about Busy Bone, and he's making makeup tutorial drinking content, which tends to go over well, you know, like when you're trying to find certain things to watch. So it was pure drama and ooze, as he's like, let me tell you about the time we almost got robbed up.
Yes, that shit, yo.
And then it's like he's literally sipping the wine. And you're like, and I'm like, say a word. I didn't know you could do that on YouTube. You could just talk about shit.
He has so many good stories, man. He's a good storyteller. Fat Joe is a good storyteller.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
And he has that whole intro with his wife and his kid.
Yo, his kid is so cute, man. The tux and shit. Yeah. I fucks with that. To see, like, you know how it is in their life. Because, you know, before all this YouTube shit, they were so mysterious. You didn't know nothing about them, you know? You want to look up shit about them, and now it's just, like, everywhere, you know?
Like, on the other hand, I was just thinking about that. Like, we were looking at the YouTube homepage just today, and it's like, how bad is YouTube right now?
What do you mean by that?
Like, it's good, because, like, it's got all this great shit, but it's bad.
Because there's too much shit or something? Or what?
It's all the same great shit. Like, I don't know if it's like, I'm not saying there isn't amazing like individual pieces of content and creators I come across, but it's like I come across a creator I like, and then and I'm sure I'm guilty of the same thing. So motherfuckers may not be fucking with me as quick, but like they just do the same shit, and then they try to find ways to optimize that shit. I mean, my mission's always been about the story of Montreal more than it is really about like fucking trying to be trendy. But like,
I respect that.
That trendiness, in a sense, it's like when you're trying to make it your job, and I feel like everybody trying to make it their job. Like, to be fair, I love doing this. I want this to just be a thing I do. I do not want this to be the thing that 100% pays me. I want other things to pay me.
It's good to have other streams, you know,
but like, you look at that, and then I'm looking at the YouTube page, and it's like no matter what I click on, it's like I'm at like a video, but then it's like every other video is that video with another subject. And then
because they know what you click on, and then that's just gonna appear. You know what I mean? Like. And
then, but I'm talking like I go to the guys' channels, all these people's channels, and they're all like, they don't. I don't know. It's like all of a sudden, it's just YouTube's the land of opinions and video essays. I don't know what else is there. Like, think about hip hop medium, bro. It's just like a million dudes making videos about people.
That's basically what it is, really. Yeah.
And then like the really rich shit, which is like legacy media, or like the GQ does like those kinds of shows or whatever, like the Google search shit and like all that kind of crap. But then you got like the other side where it's like literally us. like everyone else. And it's like I was sitting there thinking about it today, and I'm like, man, it's like, is it good anymore? Is this even good? Not like I like what we do. Don't even get me wrong, but like the greater picture of it all is so like everybody can just do this, and everybody is trying to do it in the same way across such multiple platforms. And then you sit there and you look at your numbers and they're trash. So like, you know, it dropped to 3. So in your head, you're like, what's the point anymore?
It could be a little disheartening, you know.
And then you're like,
you gotta do it for the love.
Do differently. And then you forget about the bigger picture of life. And sometimes, and I think what happens is a lot of people just kind of get caught up in that. But then the ones that get successful, it's like, what do you do? Like, what happens when you're successful on YouTube?
Like, you gotta keep it going somehow. Like, you know, you gotta always come out with content, and like then you're just forcing it, I guess, you know.
I don't know, man. It was just this whole like big metaphysical conversation in my head about like the meaning of it all. I mean, I like Twitch because again, it's live. We get to have this conversation. Like, to me, it's more like I get to fucks with Budda Child here and bring some Montreal around, you know, and like actually, you know, trying to showcase some shit. That's always been like the goal. But also, yo, I want to talk to any of you about this shit. So like, I'm like, you know, my life moved up over it. I'm not gonna hate that, but it's not like in the ways people would think. So it's like, I don't know, man. I just had that whole thing watching like YouTube today. Because, I don't know, Netflix feels very similar too. Like, I don't know what to watch on Netflix anymore, really. And, like, I don't know. TV is just not what it was.
I feel you,
Except
man.
Except for
like,
the Wu-Tang show and shit like that. I'm all about
no, but there's still some good shows, man. Like, yo, what am I fucking with right now? BMF. Did you watch that show yet?
No, but I saw
it's
him,
so
like,
fucking good, man.
post about it, and then I'm going to get to it.
Even the power shit, man. Like, I can't even hate on 50, man. He makes great shows, man. Like, really, he finds good characters and shit. Power Book 2 just started again and shit like that, man.
Problem with Power for me was the synchronized sex scenes.
It always goes down, man. It's like you can even tell when it's about to go down. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
It's like, oh, this is a soap opera, isn't it? And, like, I'm watching a soap opera, and then you realize, yes, Power is a soap opera, and that's what. And you're like, okay, I'm cool with that. I think I watched.
It's a ghetto soap opera and shit.
I watched 4 seasons of it. I think. I don't think I saw it last season. I know what happened because the internet spoils everything.
But yeah, what else, man? There's some. Yo, you know what's amazing? Curb, man. There's a new episode today. It was so funny. Do you watch that? Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Oh, say word. I forgot it came back, to be honest with you.
It's so fucking funny. That might be one of the funniest shows, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Larry is so fucking funny, man. Just about anything, man.
Bonnie had no interest in it, and if Bonnie
no
has
way.
no interest in it,
no, she has to give her another chance. Bonnie, you gotta give her another chance.
Yeah, listen to Budda Child. But if she has no interest in something, sometimes it's hard to make it happen.
Did you like Seinfeld and shit though?
Yeah, she's agreeing to this one. She has no interest in this one, right? But like, yeah, because then it's like, yo, the only time I really watch TV is with her, right?
Okay.
I'm on some like, yo, I'm doing shit, or like, and I watch YouTube while I'm doing shit because I don't give a fuck if I miss half a YouTube video. But like, and so I have like this reserve of stuff I'm one day gonna watch by myself, and then that day never comes. But that day will come if I'm ever on tour and I'm in a car for like 12 hours.
on a plane or some
So
shit.
I'm stacking it all up for when that day comes. In the meantime, it's like, yeah, it's hard. If Bonnie doesn't want to watch it, and I watch all of my TV with her, then it's like really a situation of compromise land. There's been many sacrifices along the way with regards to watching things I want to watch at timelines I would like to watch them. But
you're a good guy, man. Me is like, yo, I gotta watch this, man. And my girl will be like, oh man, you're watching all this gangster shit again, man. And she'll just go watch her own shit.
She's pretty good with a lot of the gangster shit. Okay, if it's like the Wu-Tang show, she's not 100% interested in, because believe it or not, she reviewed a bunch of Wu-Tang, wasn't 1,000% thrilled with the music. But like, she's also aware of the cultural significance of kind of being involved in this scene. And when something like watching the Kanye interview, like, it's like if you didn't watch it,
which one, on Drink Champs?
Yeah, like, it's the most culturally significant thing to happen. It might be a top 5 hip-hop cultural moment, right?
Really?
Well, think about it. Like, 5 million people and shit watched that first part in like that short period of time. I mean, what else in hip-hop got that kind of fucking attention, you know? And he said wild shit. And it was really entertaining. And I feel like everybody who watched that episode watched the entire thing. I don't think
Yeah, there's two parts to that shit.
I don't think people stopped and were like, nah, bro, I'm good. I think they watched the second thing when he got real fucked up. And I had a conversation with somebody on my very show where he basically was mad at Kanye for the disrespect he put on backpackers.
What he was saying, how Talib couldn't rap? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, all of that. And he said, yo, you said that after this, you were supposed to be like that. And I was like, say word.
But that's his opinion, though. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I felt him when he said that shit. Because, like, I mean, like, oh, fuck, I hope I don't get flack for this shit. But, like, I always find better, you know, Most Def and shit. Like, he'll ride the beat better and all that. I think he was more or less talking about his flow and he doesn't have the best voice and shit like that, you know? And when he said Common's a better rapper, it's real. I felt him on that.
I mean, Common's a good rapper, bro.
And he can freestyle too. You can probably freestyle better than.
I'm not even gonna lie. I want to watch Common in shows.
I seen him live. Yo, he was at the Metropolis. I was such a fucking idiot, man. I'm drinking in the park, all this shit. Because shows you start late, but yo, he was on time, man. I came in, the show already started. I couldn't believe it, man. But it was still amazing. And he was breakdancing, doing all this crazy shit. I'm like, what? He could do this?
Yo, Common's.
He started breakdancing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man?
I like him as an actor. Like a lot.
Yo, he's a good actor too.
Like his music's aight. You know what the problem is? I never want to listen to a Common song. I like them. I just I'm never like, and it just might be who I am versus what he does. But like
the one where Kanye produced it and shit, that shit was amazing.
But like with the whole of all of music at my disposal,
I'm
never like. I'm gonna go throw on a Common song.
What do you listen to
though? Lately, hold up. It's based on the top of my Spotify list. I do this authentically. It's like in this sequence. A lot of myself, but
you see, no, I'm not the only one.
It's not vain. I used to not do it as much, but then I talked to Serenity, and Serenity told me she listens to her music like 100 times in a row. And if she likes the song after hearing it 100 times in a row and feels like it's a banger, then she knows it's a banger. And I thought about listening to my own music differently. And I'm like, how much did I not listen enough? And then like there's a couple verses I'm like, you know, like I'm like, I didn't deliver that good. Or this song wasn't
after 100th time, like, I don't know.
You know? And whereas, so I do listen to a lot of myself, but then I have Invincible by Pop Smoke.
Yes.
I don't really care about. This is the New York soundtrack, by the way, because it was.
That's my favorite.
While we were there, I don't really care by French Montana. Welcome to the Party by Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Bunch of Nate Husser. This guy.
You know, I never really got into his shit though. I should. You know.
I feel like Nate Husser is on a wave that I really enjoy listening to, and his lyrics don't really disappoint me.
Did he drop an album this year or something?
Yeah,
did you drop something?
Adult Supervision EP.
Okay.
Thing. That's where all the hits.
No disrespect, I just never really played that shit.
Nah, I mean, I think he's real cool. I enjoy it. I don't know if other people do. Then there's some YouTube ad that worked on me, Kenny Mason guy.
That shit works?
I don't know.
Sometimes I'll be hearing a banger and be like, who the fuck is this?
You know what happened? I just hearted it, but then I got the ad again, and I'm like, no, it already worked on me. Stop it. I really like the Spinabens guy. He's a Jacksonville drill artist.
You like that drill shit though, huh?
Hard shit.
You fuck with Favi?
I'm not sure if I do, but I might. Okay. I just don't know if I do because I don't think I know. Hold up, I fucking hit play. Fuck. I'm pretty sure I just played on my shit for a second. But yeah, then it's like a bunch of local shit. And then it'll be some weird alt-rock hits and shit like American Dirtbag or Teenage Dirtbag. Like, I'm just a teenage dirtbag.
I remember that shit.
Or like a lot of shit that I, like my shower sing-along vibes.
Yo, you do a lot of those videos, huh?
I mean, those are all just whatever I'm bumping. And then I'm like, because what happened is men and women both started reacting very differently. And I said, this is awesome. Women were just like supportive, not in like a sex way, but they always,
this guy's an international sex symbol now.
But they fucked with whatever music I was playing. Men, bro, why are you always naked in the shower? And I'm like, let me ask you a question. Are you telling me it bothers you? Let's run it. And you know what happened? The same people would keep saying it to me. So I'm like, well, I know you're watching my stories. So
why do you keep watching it? You know, you just like, you know.
And I think it's because like people don't expect it, and it's always goofy shit or like I'll bust on
out of nowhere.
But like to me, it's like showcasing low key the wide array of shit I listen to or whatever, and you know, like I feel like all you other dads get to like I'm not a dad, but all the dads get to be goofballs, and it's okay. So I want to be a dad like goofball. So I'm
No,
just
you
doing,
could be you, man. You know what I mean?
yo, but it's like people say that until you're in a position like mine, and then you know it's kind of like you overthink it all. Like you don't just post that shit. You have to like get to the point where you're like willing to, and then I saw the numbers go up
No, you're very comfortable, man.
now, but not at first. It took I mean, but it's also part of it. Like, yo, what are you supposed to do if like I look at it like if I got signed to some crazy shit tomorrow, could I live that life?
I think so.
Yeah, but it's like I'm training.
Yeah, okay,
like
yeah.
constantly.
Because you know who does that? Khaled, man, is fucking hilarious and shit like that. You know, when he just be like topless and dancing and shit like that. Yo, he's Khaled, you know?
Yo, I did some and I don't even like it, but I did some fucking live performance, and my new gimmick when I'm here is I don't wear a shirt under the suit. And they were like so into that. But these young men were like...
They're hating, right?
No, it was the opposite. It was like they were so impressed by like my confidence and shit that they like fed off that energy.
Like, maybe I could do it too, yo. You know,
I'm certain there's a degree of like it's funny that the dude with the belly be doing this, but then like past that was that's better than everything else I saw, and I was like, huh.
You might be onto something, man.
And I call it dad dick energy. No kids. No, but for real, like I just. Yo, Montreal's like a place that people are just excited to come be a tourist at to the rest of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're like just for laughs and jazz fests and girls and parties. You know, that's how the
That's
world's.
Montreal.
So it's like, I think the weirdest shit I ever did was try to be all negative forever, and now I'm trying to learn how to be fun. It's the hardest shit in the world, to be honest with you.
You were negative before?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you take life seriously when you are independent rapper, bro. You gotta make that, yo, everything.
Starving artist type shit.
I was never a starving artist. Okay, like for like a couple of weeks when I was like 21, because I was being real dumb, but like never really starving. But I definitely was into that more backpacker mentality of purism.
Even me, man. Like my first album, I was going like strictly lyrical with that shit, you know?
And then, yeah, I started, it was actually the interviews, bro, because I started the journey, right? Like, I feel like Lose Weight was dancey. I had this epiphany that you couldn't dance to, like, anything in my catalog. And I'm like, say a word. That's not good. So Lose Weight.
Yeah, I have to have like at least one or two songs, you know?
Right. And I'm like, yo, everything's not in a place. And that was my big epiphany, because I was watching these dudes with these fucking crazy performances and realizing, like, nothing in my catalog could do that. So then I started doing these interviews, and I talked to a bunch of DJs like Don Smooths and like fucking
Shout out to Don Smooth.
yeah, and like a bunch of dudes like that, and they was telling me watch the ladies, watch the ladies, watch the ladies. And then like I realized Bonnie doesn't necessarily like all my music. And I'm like, fair enough.
Facts. My girl too, you know what I mean?
But so I asked her at one point blank, like, why? And she's like, well, you hear what I listen to, Iggy Azalea and all that crap. Why would I listen to your music? And I'm like, she got a point. I don't even make music that would be appealing to certain demographics of people at all. So why would I expect them to bump my shit? Out of the purity of me being an artist and shit. And then you go through the all my friends are rappers, and the only people who hear my music is rappers phase. So you just sharpen your sword to impress a bunch of rappers, but nobody ever buys your album. And as you were talking about getting 9 people in a room, kind of goes like that with shows too.
Oh, man.
So it's
Yo,
like...
didn't you just go to a few shows? How was it? Was it empty and shit?
Nah, bro. It was like, yo, we got to throw a show soon level of I'm excited. You got to understand. Like, I flipped my script real quick on a couple of things. Like, so the first show I went to, this is my, like, mini show review. I'm going to film those soon. I actually took some footage and shit.
Nice.
It was Le Cypher. This was, we'll call it legal. So Vaxes and, like, Above Brown. They're both legal. We'll just call it conventionally the more legal and safe route for, like, a promoter. And you're vaccinated, masks on, we like bought a drink. You could take your mask off. And then the lady's like, nah, your drink's done. Put your fucking mask on, plebs. And I'm
So you
like,
just hold the fucking bottle the whole time, you know what I mean? Nurse that
Kinda.
shit, you know?
You kinda
It's
have
just to
to.
breathe, man. Like in a club?
And-
Come on.
But it was legal to dance again. So I was doing my shit. And then Serenity saw me doing my shit. And I said, what's up to Serenity? And that was cool because I got to meet her. The music was a vibe. It was the first time I've been in an event that I said, I do not believe I could rock this event the way it's meant to be rocked. I do not believe I have the kind of swagger in me for this. But I like it. I like being a spectator. But I'm going to call the video when I make it Le Cypher. Bring a girl and get laid. Because that's my feelings on that fucking night. Now, the second night, this was that Jay Noir shit where, because I knew Hanjo performing there, and I had just interviewed this guy, MOT, who was performing there, and I left before his performance. It is what it is. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, something you never know when they're going on. It's always later and shit.
And yeah,
Happens.
I mean, so like we went down, and thankfully CB Mac drove me to fucking Shamedy. Shit was $30. I'll tell you, I haven't bought a lot of local shows.
$30.
You got
No, not hating, but like, holy shit. That's really like, yo, even like,
figured it's COVID, but you know what I realized? I don't see no vaccination required, which I believe moves us into private party territory. Now, private parties have a bunch of regulations and ish that I do not know the legalities on, but they don't follow the same rules as public event bar-like things.
it's gotta be like a limited capacity or some shit, right?
All of that crap. So all I can say, it was it was a location. Nobody, let's say nobody was asked to wear masks, and it was like, it's a different vibe. But you walk in, and the first thing that happens is mans hands me a fucking frozen shot. One of them was amaretto sour flavored. The other one was like some other flavor.
This is for every guest that comes in?
Free for the night. It was almost like an open bar of these frozen shots.
That's dangerous.
It was, because I'm not really a drinker.
Oh, no?
So I took the first two,
Really?
and then in 20-30 minutes when the first two kicked in, I was like, they're free?
Yeah. Very dangerous.
Two more. Later on in the night, took another. I don't know. I think I ended up at 5 or 6. At a certain point, I'm like, no, I can't be going too much farther on this. I got to wake up tomorrow. And that kicked in. It was one of those, like, you couldn't leave. They just had an outside enclosed area to like smoke in.
That's amazing. So it's not too cold.
It was better. They don't understand this. I mean, they do understand. So all of a sudden, I'm like, so, and then it was like, say what you will about Montreal shows, and this was like an event. Like, I'm gonna ballpark it at, while I was there, it was a good 180 to 200 people, and at $30
really?
per.
Yo, they made money. No way.
Yeah.
People.
Bro, they also had exotic 7-Ups, and I know it sounds corny, but I've never been so excited to spend $3 more at a show.
What does that even mean, exotic 7-Up?
Cherry flavored and
yeah?
mango flavored. And,
mango?
yeah, bro.
Oh,
it was
shit.
like 6 or
Okay.
And I'm like, you know what? They gave me free fucking shots. They had exotic 7-Ups. They had this girl who made art there selling her shit. They had like, table lounge areas. It was very spacious. They had a bunch of acts on, and the night just kept going on, bro. And like, there was a good ratio of testosterone to non-testosterone in the room. And so,
Sausage Fest?
the opposite. It was like really a good ratio mix, a good mix of people. And like, the vibe was amazing.
Wow, that sounds good,
And
man.
I'm like, wait a second. I spent $30 plus a 7-Up. I got a little drunk. And I was like, I loved going to Shamedy for this. And I was like so baffled by all of that. And now I'm sitting here going, that was one of the best local events I've been to.
I can't believe it. Well, I wish I could throw some shit like that and get that much people to come through.
We
At that price?
It's doable if you create that experience. Because it's not forever times, but it's the new forever times. If we can follow whatever regulations are required for private parties, upon which I'm going to not just promise anything to the world if you see events from me in the future.
But that's the next phase, huh? Yeah, you should start throwing shows and shit like that,
No, but actually, when we talk it, right, for me, it's not important to do it around here, but like, literally, where the fuck in NDG can you actually do this shit?
Like a show?
Like a good show in a more underground capacity.
I went to this one spot in NDG. I forgot what it was called. It was for a Waka Flocka show and shit like that. Hood spot. I think it was near Vendome.
Somebody told me about that spot one time.
My boy got stabbed that night. It was crazy. It was like the craziest show I've ever been to, man. Trust me.
I don't know if that's a selling point. I mean, yeah. So I found out about that spot today, but like really, that's what it is. We find a venue, and then we get the right number of people together that are actually interested. Find people that understand party promotion, and then you don't just throw a show. You throw a show with a couple of frills, and whatever those frills may be. Whether it's free vodka shot or Amaretto Brody shots for you don't understand. Bro. It was like a spoon, like at a fancy fucking bougie ass shit with like a little bottle of ice that melted, and it was all like liquor slushy, and you went like
from a spoon.
Yeah,
and that's not how I picture it. Wow. Okay.
Right. Like I guess I didn't, but you know what I mean. Like, and now we're talking about it because Jay Noir's fucking influencer fucking gimmicky shit that he pulled with this got me talking about
Jay Noir.
J-A-A-Y Noir.
Okay.
I don't know. He was on the Hustle podcast.
Feels like I know him. Okay.
I met him for the first time.
Was he in Velvet Trench Vibes or some shit like that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I met him for the first time at his show, and then I hit him up on Insta, and I'm like, that show was actually really dope. I'm like I was surprised. Yeah, bro, I spent $30 on the ticket, and I'm like to my girlfriend, she's like, Shamedy, she's like, I don't know if I want to go to this. I'm like. Actually, it was pretty lit. But it's in Shamedy, so it's like,
far, man,
yo, if I hadn't gotten a lift home after, I'd still do it. It was actually that good.
Oh fuck! Wow, that says a lot.
I don't know if it's like Uber good. It's definitely Last Metro good.
Okay,
or like the bus good.
Night bus or some shit.
No, well, however it works in Laval. Like it's definitely like more like that. Like I'd be home by like 1, like I kind of was, but like. It was really like, bro, I cannot, like, it got me excited again. It was like the before times when you could just like do shit. I mean, I don't even know if it was like,
I don't even remember the last show I went to, you know what I mean?
And it was cool, but yeah, for me it was like, I realized if I throw an event right now, who the fuck remembers me at their event? And I'm like, ooh, that's not a lot of people. So I have to rectify that situation. And then
like you have to like rap or something like that, or like.
Well, I want to get booked, and I'm like, and I want to throw things, but the reality is, going back to Fat Joe, I was talking to Logix one time. Logic was telling me how the one thing Fat Joe did for people was come through Ade shows with Ade his people, as much as possible. So when Fat Joe would throw a show, everybody had to go. Because he went to everybody's shows, and it just created a culture like that. And I'm like,
really? Oh shit!
I don't go to anybody's shows. No wonder nobody is maybe fucking with me as much.
Okay.
So like,
that makes sense.
And then right before COVID, I'd started that shit. I even did like a little short review, and then I went to like whatever. I met this Soul I Am, this fucking hand drill guy who I actually saw when I went to the show on Friday or whatever. And then it's like, I realized, yo, this is actually kind of dope for like networking and shit, right?
Yeah.
And then COVID. And then now the world's kind of weirdly quasi open, and I'm like, okay. And yo, what was cool though was like actually just running into people and like knowing people I'm like, I'm in Shamedy. How do I know so many fucking people here?
Like people you never met, like just know them online type shit.
A couple of those, but like more like people I'd met 1-2 times, and people who I'd known because of the online. Like I'd interviewed like 5 people in that room.
Oh wow! Oh,
I'm like,
small world.
But kind of, because I've been, trying to tap into it. I definitely hit like 100 people in Montreal, or 80 to 100. I can't say 100.
As far as interviewed?
Yeah.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
So like,
I didn't even know there's like that much of us out there. You know what I mean? That's a lot, yo.
I'm gonna ballpark it at 2,000 English rappers.
No way, really? But how many decent ones? You know what I mean? Like, because nowadays everybody's a fucking rapper, right? Like,
but they're all better marketers. So the question isn't really who's a good rapper; it's who's a more entertaining personality.
I guess that's what it is nowadays,
right? I mean, a lot of people might hate it, but if you think about yourself as a person and like what you're interested in, like we were saying, like yo, the best rapper is like. Sometimes you want to listen to that shit, but more often than not, I found myself not wanting to listen to maybe the best rappers, but there's vibes of life, and whatever your vibe of life is will dictate what you want to listen to. So it's like, how do you fit into the most people's vibes? And the people who figure out that formula are the ones that I feel do very well in this current world. So I don't even think I'm the best rapper. Like, not at all. I don't think anybody out there be saying Holden's the best rapper in Montreal. Not a single person. But I got fans. I'm cool with that. And I feel
That's
like
all you can ask for, right? You know?
is that middle ground. But do I need to be the best rapper? Did I do the work to be the best rapper?
Honestly, that's my goal in life, is to be the greatest rapper and just be known as the greatest rapper. I don't know. It's like,
I just want to be remembered, bro.
I feel you.
Like, I feel like I make blessed ass art that gets better over time. And if I'm blessed enough to be making music in my 70s, my 70-year-old me's album's going to be better than my current.
Oh, man, imagine that, man. Oh,
you know,
fuck,
like,
if I'm still making music at 70, holy
you know, like,
I don't know, man.
like, I don't know about you, but it's not like I get worse over time at this.
Yo, somehow, yeah, I just keep getting better and better. Yeah, it's crazy.
And I find, like, the more I live life, the more I, like, change. You know, the more I embrace new things. You know, like you go to play. Like, it's all about experiencing stuff, right? Like,
Exactly. You gotta live
through,
life
like,
to talk about things. Yeah.
And then you're gonna go through all this shit again, man.
Yeah. Really though.
It's gonna like unlock brand new like perspective. Like, bro, if I had a kid, I bet I could write 100 songs just like staring at my kid, being like, "This is
man,
like a glorified cat."
It's That's a good one. But I'm telling you, man, you know, like My Hooker by Crook, that album just came out just from like the birth of my son. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Trust me.
And I fucks with that whole thing because, like, to me, it's like there's no age cap. Like, I know a lot.
To hip hop, kind of there is though, but like now,
Since
but
when?
because like country singers, they could be old, like 103 years old, whatever, you know. But like
That's because country's like 103 years old. But hip hop be like as old as the oldest rappers are now.
exactly, yeah.
And
But I don't know, man. They don't show that much love to the old rappers. It's like more like, you
Hold
know.
up. But that's a very North American point of view because Chuck D can go sell out arenas in Germany.
Yes, yeah.
So it's
That's
like,
true. That's true.
I mean, you're right. I don't know that America gonna love Old Man Holden, but the world might. I'm okay being famous in Japan. I know that used to be like a
I'm good with
joke.
that too, yo.
But bro, give me that Japanese tour. I'm gonna be all over that shit. Like, yo, let me go tour
Jump on that.
places.
Yeah.
Let me not be famous in America. I'm fucking fine with that. I'm happy to be selling enough tickets to go tour other places level of good.
Yeah.
That sounds beautiful to me.
Because the whole world is out there. You can't just be limited, you know, North America. But that'll be nice too, you know.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, so check it. Like, how many old men are making albums right now? And I don't mean that in a negative way.
Like rappers.
Yeah. How many dudes is like pushing plus past 50? Like,
You know, Fat Joe's pretty old now, but he looks young though. It's crazy. Like
fucking
and Nas
Jay-Z's
doesn't
like
age.
50, Nas is pushing that era. Em's like 48, 49.
Yeah.
Like, these.
So you're
they're
right.
that
You're right.
old. Yo, like Freddie Gibbs is a guy I heard of when he was like 37, 38. Like, think about how old Freddie Gibbs is to get his first Grammy nom, you know? And I know these
Well,
dudes-
Alchemist, right? I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
Yo,
it's so
how?
fucking cool. 'Cause
And
that
you know, I
album's
didn't
fire.
even listen to that shit. It's fire.
It's fire if you fucks with what Freddie Gibbs does. And
I
what
fuck with Freddie Gibbs, man. Yo, he could really spit, man. Like crazy breath control too. You see this freestyle he did with his son on his lap there?
Nah, I did not.
Is that LA Leakers? Yo, check that shit
I
out.
believe
Trust me. Oh my
But I
god.
listen to a lot of Freddie Gibbs' music because I feel like he's just good at taking something like bars but making songs out of them. And I think a lot of people who write good bars do not make good songs.
That's true. Like, that's true. Like sometimes battle rappers and shit like that, or they freestyle people can't even like make a song. You know.
Yeah,
I don't know why that is. It's so weird. You know.
You know why it is? Because when you're doing that kind of battle rap shit, you don't, unless you're scheming, you don't really do a lot of repetition, right? Like, it's kind of frowned upon. Unless you're doing weird, convoluted, you have to think about them schemes. Otherwise, it's got to be fresh and versatile and always changing and shit. And let's be real, a good hook, bro, it's like
Sometimes
the least
hard.
number of words as possible, unless you got a good flow. Like,
Exactly.
like, you don't want them to think on your, that's the part they sing. That's like, you know, the part, like, even like the top
And
tier
yo, they
rap-
can't even come up with a hook. Like I can't even do a song without a hook. You know what I mean? Like I'll feel guilty or some. You know?
And well, I mean, I've done a few.
Yeah.
I did a 3.5 minute verse once because I wanted to say like okay, I was like, sometimes I make songs and I'm like, I know nobody's gonna care about this, but I want to know I did it, right?
Like yeah.
And I did it one take. It took me a lot of one takes. Not like it took me 6 hours to get one take of the 3.5 minutes I felt was acceptable for that track. And
But how's that one take?
I don't know, but like I did it in one take.
Okay.
I one taked it in the. People use the term fucking so loosely now. It's like doing it in one take to me is
without punching in. You mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But it took 6 hours to get the one I liked. I was mad. And then I talked to sound engineers and they laughed in my face and they're like, "Bitch, punch in." And then I just said, "No, I'm gonna get good." So I never really learned to punch in.
I barely punch in too. Like Cali, makes me feel bad. Like, oh, you punch in.
I went to Make Way for the first time, and one of the new engineers is there, and I was like, I knew I could do my verse within 5, so I was like, nah, we good. I didn't do it in 1. I didn't do it in 2. He's like, you're not gonna punch in? I'm like, no, I got it, bro. Third one, I got it.
Okay.
Cool with it. But
sometimes you have to, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make you bad. You're just trying to get the best parts, you know. But me, I record like 5 takes and take the best parts of those verses, you know, and put it together like that. That's what I do, you know.
That's how I used to do it back in the day when I went to the stew.
I feels like we talked about this in the last interview or something.
Entirely
no?
possible.
Yeah.
But I feel like it changed so much for me because it went from like I went to the studio, but now I'm literally like bumping out these mixtapes and shit, which was like really different. I put out more music completely by myself without an engineer than I did with engineers in a shorter period of time. And it's like the weird part to me is how little I got any feedback about the mix.
That's a good sign that maybe you're a good mixer, you know what I mean?
I'm not. I think it's that only rappers and shit like notice it.
Or engineers or something. Like Cali, he'll be like, yo, let me mix some shit. He'll probably hear, you know? Yeah.
Like I pulled it out on a phone at the bar and I showed the track. He's like, bro, it's on a phone. Nobody fucking cares. Your mix is trash. And then I realized that is how people be listening to shit. Or like you and me may have really good like headphones, but you think everybody you know has good headphones? People be buying like wildly $20 skull candies and shit. And like, I don't think your mix matters on the skull candies. Like it matters, but like, yo, I'm okay at making the volumes level, but like from effects and shit, bro, I don't even know how to do anything. I do the most bullshit EQ, and then everything else is like the same reverb, the same compression. Like I don't change it. It's just there. Sometimes I put on the stock default delay. I don't edit it. I just put on the basic one.
Right.
And then the rest of it is me.
You can't just overdo it sometimes, you know what I mean? Like sometimes less is more type shit, you know?
Yeah. And then, so if I want effects, like, I kind of have to do them.
Like with your mouth type shit? Like
yeah,
like pow.
Not like that as much, but like vocal effects, like ranges. Like if I want to get more like croaky or whatever, I'll have to like figure out how to do it.
Okay,
or if I want to sing or hit it, I don't know how to auto-tune.
Okay,
so
that's what I was going to ask you. Okay, yeah.
So I don't know how to auto-tune, and if it sounds like ass, it kind of sounds like ass, but then it's like, okay, but then I have to get better. So,
I guess you'll get better as you go type shit, right?
I think I got like in that range where you know I don't sing, but you don't care because I rap and it sounds good enough for rap. You know that range where like rappers be where like they can clearly, like I can hit notes within a key-ish mostly, but I don't know how to do it like on key properly.
Yeah.
I can just kind of do it.
That's really what auto-tune is for and shit like that, you know what I mean?
So, like, technically I should, but I don't know how to do it. And the idea of bothering, I'm just like, nah, I'll just figure it out. And I went down that route. And then it was like, yo, I will sometimes spend, like, if I wrote a verse, 45 minutes recording it. But, yo, the end result of that 45 minutes is some shit, like, I'm super proud of in a way where back in the day it was some ego shit. Nah, like, it'll be like, it's not that I can't rap that verse. It's not about the flow or the pocket. It's this time I went like this. Then I went like this.
Yeah, you just experiment, right? Yeah.
I went like that. And then like
every tone.
And so you don't know which one's gonna sound good sometimes, and then it's weird how your toolkit like expands in that direction, and you're like, oh, say word, this is why famous people spend 8 hours on a song.
I wish I had that luxury, man. Like, maybe that's good for you. Like, you just record from home and shit like that. And maybe if you wanted to step up your mixing, you just bring that to Merker or whatever. But
I
what you
kept
do
all
right
the
now?
project files so that in the future we can do like remastered.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go.
I should say.
And you drop like freestyle albums and shit, right?
Yeah, we're doing that all live on Twitch for the most part, except for when I had features here, and that one time I got drunk, and I recorded 5 songs. Apparently, like Chris was telling me some shit. Like I was playing the beat, I looked at him, I'm like, this beat's not for you. Fucking 5 minutes later, the track was done, and then we moved on. I know it's out, like the track's out. I'm pretty sure I know which one it is. And then we went and recorded the next track with him. And I know that day we made like 5, including one that has Bonnie on it. And I was just like in this fucking, let's fucking make music, bros. And I'm like whipping shit out because I'm freestyling it all. And then I'm like getting bored because they're writing something, but whatever comes next. And I've never really done it drunk before. So it was kind of like what it was, I guess, is an experience. But like I don't really like doing shit as much drunk, but I was doing it off the dome for a while until my homie's like, you should write the next one. And I think it took it like, I don't fucking like your filler and your freestyles, and I know you can write better. And I took him real serious, and then I wrote this project that I'm working on now. It's 24 tracks because the guy had 24 free beats. And again,
you took them all.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Because like a big thing for me, I learned doing the cypher is rappers really can't rap on a lot. Like they fucking stay in their comfort zone to a point.
You mean like the tempo wise or something?
All of it, tone, whatever. Like they just really stick with like what the fuck they like rapping on. And to a point where one of my songs is the hook is, why these rappers saying they can't rap on all these beats? Wow. Like, I'm so mad. Like, yo, you're supposed to be the best rapper. You, whoever you may be, there's a lot of yous out there. So it's not one. I'm talking like this number is, I've seen it happen by over 50 fucking people in the last few years on this. Like, it's got to be the perfect beat or I don't feel it and I can't rap. And like, it's weird to me because I used to do this flex where I could rap on everything, play or whatever, and I'll rap and I don't give a fuck what it sounds like.
Wow, I wish I was more like you, man. I can't. It has to be
And so,
me. I'm like exactly like that. It has to be the perfect beat. I'm not gonna waste these bars. You know what I mean? Like that's me. You know.
Like I used to do this channel called Raps on Everything, where I used to just like fucking take like the only rule was it couldn't be hip hop, so it would be like rock songs and techno songs and other genres, and I would just do full on rap songs on
over that. Oh
like
wow.
Karaoke. Sorry, like Cranberry Zombies, one of them. Papa Roach song. I wrote a song to my girlfriend over My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. Bro, if you want to see what I used to sound like as a singer, it's that shit. It's still there.
But you rapped over My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah, like.
Yes. Oh man, that shit's so emotional. Like,
yeah, it's like
you poured your heart out to that shit, right?
Night, I something by my side, blah blah. She's still here, right? So
it worked. It worked.
I told her in that track it would be like on and on and on and on because I couldn't sing yet, so I was like doing that shit where you repeat shit instead of holding a melody. And all this time later, like there she is. So like. It worked, yo.
Yeah, must have did something right.
But yeah, so like I did that for a minute, but like I couldn't mix for shit. And I'll be honest, I couldn't deliver what I wanted then. And like I did some track over some Benny Goodman shit, that song sing thing, that it's some old like jazz big band shit.
Okay.
Something like that, kind of like old trumpet shit. And then that shit got 2,000 views out of nowhere, and it got a lot more dislikes than I was hoping for. I was like, oh. So
they're watching the hate or some shit, or what? Like, what do you mean?
Because YouTube was showing it to them. Because it's HSR rap song, this famous song.
Mm-hmm.
And like from an SEO perspective, it's fire fucking project that I'm gonna revive. But from a time point of view, I just I'm kind of interested in other things at the moment. But I also wanted to get good, right? I couldn't sing. I could barely do my shit. Like when you listen to it, it's like all those rookie rapper mistakes when you're like muffled and you think you're sounding super clear.
Oh man.
And you're like, yo, everything I'm doing is in a voice like this, and that's everything I'm doing and never really be changing. Yeah, I'm rapping real fast, super fucking fast, and you know, whatever. You're not even on rhythm, and you're not really like, you know, you're doing all that shit, and like, listen, the writing was always there as far as the writing goes, but yo, there's so much more to it that I didn't know how to do on fucking, you know, shit like, I don't know, what's her name? Fucking No Doubt. I did like a track on No Doubt.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's like shit like that where it's like, yo, it's too ambitious for where my skill level is at. Now I probably do well at it, but like,
yeah, you maybe just redo all that shit, you know?
Because man, then this free beat shit started where I'm like, yo, look at all the beats you don't have to pay for that also are local. Montreal. Looking at you, who doesn't use local beats. Not you, because you use local beats.
I do, yeah.
And he has Cali on his shit. I have no hate, so you're not included in this. But the rest of y'all, come on. I think I proved you could put out like a fuck ton of music without putting $1 in if you're really smart about how you go about your shit.
But maybe he wants exclusive beats or some shit like that, you know? I understand that. Like,
bro, it's not even hard to get exclusive beats. The same people, right? Like all these people that give you free, you don't think they're not going to give you like exclusive rates, but then you got to put bread up.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like I copped a beat off of Vincent Price at like full price. Before we were like even homies. It was more like I heard the beat and I'm like, nah, I don't even care. I can't afford it. But how much, bro? How much? And then he gave me his number. I paid him in full, and that song won't come at some point. It just, you know.
You didn't use it yet, or you didn't release it?
I'd rather not. I'll tell you off cam more about what happened with
Okay,
that.
okay. I think I have a feeling, but I'm not gonna say it.
Let's say that the track will come.
Okay.
I fucking swear it is, because it's good, because it doesn't matter when it comes in that regard. Like I realize now what people mean when they're like, yo, when a song is hot in your mind, you don't care when it drops because it'll be hot in January and it'll be hot in June. It'll be hot in 3 years. Like this shit's not gonna age out.
That's good. As long as it's not dated. You didn't say any like dated reference or anything like that, right?
Not in the least. And
so it's timeless. It's timeless.
If anything, over the next decade, it's going to become more valuable to me based on a predictive factor of the conversation. So it's like, it's not like, so it's cool that it didn't happen, but like, yo, I mean, people might not know that, but I pay an engineer every month, except for like this last month where I skipped him for a month because I went to New York, and then I got back on that and was like, sorry, dude.
Right.
But like, I basically homeboy for like the lose weight beat. I paid for that. I paid for all the beats on the alternative grinds except for the ones that were gifts. I paid for all the beats that were in the past except for the ones that were gifts. Because yeah, sometimes people give you gifts. You're like, wait, I'm not going to use those. But
shout out to those, you know.
I like at least a couple, and then I found out that people can also use those, and my ego got in it. But like, yo, I bought a lot of beats in my day. I bought beats I never used.
Me too, man. I can't believe I did that. Like, yo.
So it's like, yo, it might be like steal Montreal beats now, but that's a little jokesy because y'all be stealing other people's beats.
And rap on it better than them.
It might be the case, but like, yo, why couldn't we make it like a culture of jacking each other's beats, so at least it creates a buzz that other people as songs hear, like, you know, that bigger marketing game as a culture. So that's why I care about it like that. But really, y'all should be buying beats because like, like the beat makers getting asked for free beats like 15 fucking times a day. Like, think about it.
That's true. They probably hear it all. Yo, can I get free beat? Yo, they probably hear it all the time.
Yeah, but Merker's cool too. He's like super reasonable. Did you get one of his beat packs?
No. But like, yeah, some of the beats that I didn't take, he'll just put it on the beat pack. You know, not that they were bad beats or anything like that. You know. But
no, but for a project, beats, don't get me wrong. I will rap on anything. But for a project, it's gotta make sense.
Yeah.
It can't be like putting like random fucking tracks on random shits. Like, or
exactly.
It has to be like a proper flow from point A to like point Z, because that shit all matters. But to me, I'll just put out anything. You know, like to me, it's like, yo, when you look at all of our favorite guys, right, all the old interviews in the 2000s and shit, they were always doing wild shit, like rapping on unexpected things. It would be like a brass band would come out and they'd have some weird cover of their song, or they'd have all this crazy shit. And every rapper I ever saw was always just down to rap on what anybody played. If you were on Hot 97, like, you don't get to pick the beats.
Yeah, you can't be like, no, I don't like this one. The next beat, no, you can't.
So it was like,
it's on the DJ, I guess, you know?
And then it's just math, right? Like most beats, especially that we rap on, are just
80 beats per
No,
measure or
it's-
something like that. Yo, lately I've been hitting the slow tempos. You know what I mean?
It's not about the BPM. It's all in 4x4. So because it's
Mhm.
all in 4x4, there's just like a bass cadence under it, right?
Yeah,
Like a
there's all
constant.
hip hop beats. Yeah,
Not just all. It's most North American music is in C major and 4x4. So like they're all in the same fucking scale, and they're all in. BPM is just how fast or slow it goes. Like
Exactly,
honestly, it's a
yeah.
math equation, right? Like I can rap fast or slow. It's fine. But the rest of it, like one time I took a Cannibal Corpse beat because somebody told me about 3/4. I did not know how to rap in 3/4, dude. I don't know how to do a 3/4 rhythm, but it's like 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 instead of 1 2 3 4. Like,
1 2. Oh yeah, wow.
so it's like I had to learn. It took me like ages to figure out how to transition because it goes from 4/4 to 3/4, and I'm like, time signature switch. Fuck me. One of my
Did you end up doing it though?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Did I ever record it? No. It's on that like giant list of shit I never got. I'm pretty sure one of my tracks on one of my projects is not in 4/4, and Chris fucking hated me because he rapped on it, and it took us forever because like the timing was so weird, or like this,
you gotta be in the pocket somehow, right?
yeah, like this dude that I got these beats off of for that project. Let's just say he made it all homegrown in a level of like. I don't know that he used softwares and shit to fix things. So if it changed tempos and shit, it just changed tempos.
Just randomly, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was a trip. So like that kind of stuff is exciting, but like it's like Tool or whatever, the rock band Tool, who's really complicated with their music, and it's like, yeah, people like that, but you know what people really like better? Fucking WAP. Because it's a good song. And it's
By Cardi B, you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that's what,
But that is a good song. You can't even hate on that
I
shit.
can't. It's
Yeah.
a good song.
Yeah.
It's like actually the Up one I really like. And I'm like,
she makes bangers.
so I'm like, why am I listening to Cardi B in the shower while trying to make all this other music? That's weird.
You like what you like, man. You know what I mean? Like you can't be serious all the time. You know what I mean?
That's it. And
That's like the backpack shit. Not to like hate on them, but like that shit's like it's,
but
you can't hear that lyrical miracle shit all the time. Like
Yo, but I'm actually like really serious on my current shit. I'm just like different about it. Like I'm like not the fucking victim in my shit anymore. Like I'm the boss man in my shit now.
That's
like,
good, man.
I'm in control of my destiny. Like fuck all of y'all is my new vibe.
And that's how it should be. You know what I mean? You evolve as a person. You know what I mean? Now
Especially-
you're a boss.
Well, I'm in my 30s, right? Like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
that's what happened to me. I'm in my 30s, and I'm like, what is a 30-year-old something rapper supposed to rap about? There's not a lot of good examples out there.
With Jay-Z and shit like that. You know when he's on his grown man shit. You know, but
that came like later, right? So we got that kind of, but
he came in the game when he was 26. You know, so.
So it was kind of like he was doing his 20s thing in his 30s, which is what a lot of people end up doing when they pop like that. So you don't get a lot of people that are like in their 30s making music about being in their 30s.
Yeah.
And so I always find it, well, like political issues and marriage and cheating are very fair things to bring up. But I feel like those are all age group issues. But like you don't have like people talking about the existential dread of trying to balance dreams, a job, a relationship, and friends.
I never
their
even hear about
30s.
I got a divorce and all that shit. Even though Kanye should spit some shit about that shit or whatever, but like
I heard a couple,
yeah,
but not a lot. I think to give him his credit, even Tech Luciano has a one too about that in his experiences, and I felt they were like, like
he was
okay,
married, married.
with the girl. And then
Okay, well yeah,
close enough. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, it's like, yeah, it's not divorce, but I mean, is it really that different than divorce? Like, if me and Bonnie split up, it's closer to divorce than not divorce at this fucking point, just in light of the
Because you've
fact
been
that,
together so long.
yeah, there she is.
Like
She's
common law
walking through.
type
But
shit.
it's
right?
beyond common law. It's like our whole life is intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Bonnie's such a fixture of shit where it's like, and this isn't like I want to end the shit, It's more like, I couldn't conceive it. Like, even the whole Behind That Suit, from like the beginning, she was doing podcasts, album reviews and shit with us. And like, there's so much in my universe that is built around this idea of me and Bonnie being together that it's honestly like crazy to me to conceive a world where she don't exist in it, because like all of the growth has happened since, like, to the level it has since she's been there.
It's because of her, right? You need a good woman to have your back type shit.
Yeah, she's not afraid to tell me that the planet's dying and that the Blue Jays matter. And the planet is dying and Blue Jays are fucking annoying. I'm gonna throw that one out there. Do not feed peanuts to your fucking Blue Jays if you do not want to deal with the bullshit of a Blue Jay at your fucking window screaming into your apartment. That's some real shit.
Wow.
But I love her.
I thought you were talking about the team and shit like that. You talking literally? Oh shit.
Bro, she got some real fucking bird feeder shit I can show you after. Like, she gets like fucking bags of peanuts from the dollar store to give to Blue Jays and shit, and then the other birds get other shit, and then we had to deal with the squirrel problem, and the squirrels were trying to compete with them, and like it just keeps going through it, bro. And then she's just like, I'm a Disney princess, and they all love me. Apparently the blue, anyway, I don't know if they're going that deep on it, but yeah, that's some real shit. She's like, so, because that's all of it too. Like, anybody that's watched me a long time, like Ismail's heard about this Blue Jay shit. So it's almost like I could make merch off of Blue Jays at my window at some point on some inside joke shit over, you know what I mean? Like,
maybe that could be the next level. You could start selling hats and shit like that. Yo, I'm telling you, man.
nah, we moving into it.
You doing it, right?
Yo, but it's 4 words: support local English media. That's all I want on my merch right now. Just that.
Not to brand your own, like, you know, like BTS or something. You know.
Yo, my favorite merch lines are not the rappers with their own shit on the. It's stuff like Rap is a Joke or other brands that are just like ambiguous, but then you find out like look at Sean John. You know, like it's kind of different, you know, or like all these other shit, like, but then you look at the shady one and you're like, I don't know, it's like so in your face about like,
yeah, I never rocked that shit ever.
Like, it's almost like buying merch, but like I don't really want to sell merch so much as I want to sell a message and a lifestyle.
I get you.
So
man.
if you walking around NDG and you like me and you see somebody wearing a support local English media shirt, it says a lot.
It does.
Maybe I can move that. You know, like, but it's not about, not because then it's like, who's the guy behind that? Then it's like, you know, you create something where I think it's more profitable. Because if grandma will copy your fucking the shit, then my merch is still that when you're at my show and you want to support me. I mean, cool, you could cop some shit with my logo on it if you want, I suppose, but I'm not as convinced I could move that because I don't see all my friends moving it. So why would I think I could do better than all my friends with the same fucking idea? But my homeboy made #NoRegard. I don't even know how I forgot #NoRegard. Isn't that just amazing?
And it blew up or something?
A little bit. He's got like some love. He just made
just a hashtag.
Turned it into a whole lifestyle. They made a documentary. I went to the Scotiabank, saw that shit. Amazon Prime picked it up. We're waiting on when that shit gets out. It's on YouTube if you want to peep it. My favorite part is approximately 45 seconds into the video. It is the highlight of the video. It's when he's over here in my apartment. You get to see me on screen.
Nice. You got a cameo in there?
Wheezy Moonchaser speaking under me.
Nice.
His, like, so I'm like, that's cool. That's my favorite fucking thing. So I'm just like waiting for that motherfucker to show up. And if it's on Amazon Prime, bro, and then I get to see myself on Amazon Prime.
Oh my God.
Like, that got there.
You made it, bro.
And it's like a 3-second not even clip in this guy's documentary about some fucking recreational sports team you don't care about, but you want to watch this shit because it's like by the end you're so invested in this dude's fucking sports team and you're like, I don't even know, but really you're watching a guy create a lifestyle brand with merch today. #NoRegard. You gotta have no regard in life. It's basically like be fearless, you know?
Okay, I fuck with that.
And it's like, say a word. But he doesn't have his name on it. It doesn't have his whatever. It's just no regard.
You just see it everywhere, and then you find out who the source is, right?
Look at like fucking Mook Life.
Yeah, I fuck with Mook Life.
You know? So it's like none of that's like whatever. It's like these ideas. So to me, what's really important is English media in Montreal. It's the most important fucking thing to me. So, and it's selfish, everyone. It's a selfish interest. But like, let's say, you know, it's self-serving, and it allows me to then maybe sell an idea to people, and maybe we can even galvanize the English communities here to want to go bump the music here, rather than like, you know, not
everybody else. Yeah.
So for me, like, merch gotta be like that. Like, it's gotta be like deep like that.
So do that, man. Yeah.
Oh, I got the designs. I'm actually just gonna wait on my Christmas bonus because like.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like a month away or whatever. And
Nice.
Then it's also work, right? Like it's like do that, and then it's like okay, what store, what place, what options, what merch.
Do you know who you're gonna go with?
Not in the fucking least, bro.
Shit. Okay. You gotta figure out. That's the first step. And shit.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm gonna get a little bit extra very soon, so it's like I'm gonna wait for that, and then put up X amount to get X amount of items, and then. Like, I would rather not do shirts, but let's be fucking real. Everybody makes shirts because it's pragmatic as fuck.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know.
Start with shirts, maybe, but hats, you gotta do hats.
No, but the hats, like, I just caught 5. I'm getting 5 more of these Montreal's finest. So it's like, I can't even wear the hat. I gotta be wearing all these other hats.
Yeah.
So it's like, nah, I'm not gonna do those for now. But, like, hoodies maybe or something, but those get more expensive now.
Yeah, they are, man. Then you gotta sell it at, like, just to 60, make a profit, like
70. And you're like, I think. But then now you got to find a good hoodie if I'm selling it for 70, so it's not like some
good quality shit. Yeah.
I mean, then there's other items, but what, you know, like I think like coffee cups ain't going like you know everybody does it, and I think that's the problem is, and then you got like so. I don't want to just do random shit that make no sense. Like I like it when there's a level of depth to it. So like, so it makes sense. It
like you like a hustle like Cameron and shit. He'll have socks, shower curtains and shit. You know what I mean? He goes hard with it. He sound like fucking Viagra or some shit like that. He'll sign anything, man. He's, you know what I mean? That's the other side of the spectrum, man. He's a true hustler, yo.
I think that I'd rather be supreme than not be supreme if I can choose it. Like I'd rather barely do it, but it'd be really worth doing than go the other route where you do it so often that like you're forced to like keep putting your name on stuff. Otherwise it stops working. And I don't know that I'm the kind of person that can just, I mean, I don't know. Nobody's putting those checks in my face. Talk to me when a check's in my face. And the fuck do I really know about that? I act like I have, man, because you it's not about principles. You know how many people you can pay with the right checks? And you know your perspective on that changes, right? Like, don't you want to hook up people? Like, imagine I could be like, yo, Buddha, I got this situation, it can feed you this much. Like, that's the real dream for me. So if the right checks are in my face, though, I'll probably put my name on whatever the fuck they want me to that Bonnie says I'm allowed to. Because really, like, if she gets embarrassed, I'm in fucking trouble or some shit. But, like, otherwise, fuck it, man. I'll be the face or whatever. Because, like, I want to get... It's corny, but, like, I don't really like a lot of the situations that my family's facing. Or other things like that. And it's like, legal money's cool. I'm comfy, but legal money don't make the people around you comfy. It just makes you comfy. And then you're immediate comfy. So, like... Now I got to get more creative with my marketing to get a little more of my hustle on. Yeah. You know, like that kind of shit. Because, if we could pull 3 racks a month, we could do crazy shit. Like, that's the facts of the situation. So we dream bigger, we do crazier shit.
Exactly, yeah.
And that party was like, they made $5,000, no problem, on ticket sales. And I'm like, wow. And I even brought people, so like imagine all the other people that were like, it's actually lit.
Everybody paid 30 and shit too. Like nobody snuck in for free type shit. That's love, man. Nah, there was like dudes at the door like searching you. You took it serious like that, huh?
It was seriously. I don't know, like, I mean, fair enough, right? And then they're like, you gotta check your jacket, bro, because my jacket was kind of like big.
Like you're stashing something, like no outside drinks, nothing.
My dude was like, you do look like you could be hiding something under there. I'm like, fair enough. And then I put my jacket in. And...
It's coat check and everything, man. Wow, that sounds real organized, man.
So it's like, there's money out there, and there's local money out there.
Yeah.
Like, that was...
I didn't even know. Like,
Shamedy. Now, maybe it's just Laval be like
maybe
that.
They're real supportive in Laval or something like that,
But, like... There's a lot of people here, so how do we do it here is my next question. I don't know the answers to all that. I don't even know if people, like... I don't know if I'm the right guy to be the face of all of it, right? Like, I think it needs to be kind of like...
Maybe a combined effort or something like that,
Like a Wu-Tang, except with, like, that mentality. Because I'm watching that show, bro, and I'm like, how do we form, like, Voltron for real? It's like, how does this southwest corner of Montreal that has like almost 500,000 people that like a large chunk of speak English, not like focus here. It's wild to me. Like
It's baffling.
Like between Lachine to like you run into Burgundy, run it up to fucking Côte Saint-Luc, and include Côte Saint-Luc in it, cause bro, that's where I come from, and it's pretty fucking English out there. I'm sorry, and
It's close enough to
a little
DJ,
bit
yeah.
of money out there too. So it's like that's a lot of people's. There's a lot of parks. There's a lot of I don't know what any of the venues are, so don't quote me. Apparently, there's venues. People keep telling me there's these venues I've never heard of. So it's like, but what's most important is there's a shit ton of young people.
You just gotta bring the people through, yeah.
Nah, the people be leaving NDG and they be leaving all of our regions to go downtown, to be going to next places. They be leaving how do we make it litty so they be coming to us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really, I think, the big puzzle for us 30-something-year-olds to get together and, puzzle out together. Like if 15 of us could, like, just fucking put in $100 each. Like that's a pretty big budget compared to what any of us is gonna do on our own, in my opinion.
That's a good budget, 1,500.
Rent a hall, like doesn't there like even in next to Concordia that church basement be a hall that you could rent out? Like there's options.
I did a show in Concordia actually. Or was that McGill?
Still there's
both,
options.
yeah.
But I don't want to go downtown with it because downtown be downtown, so it's like you'd be fucking competing with downtown and shit.
Yeah. So strictly here, okay.
Or like LaSalle would be like an option to me. I mean, I don't know if it's better than NDG, but it's not too far for people here. Because, why I'm saying that is the Uber. We know that the Uber to LaSalle is $12.
Oh, yeah?
Bro, it's quick from here. Like,
yeah,
it's not even
that's where
money.
I live. Yeah.
So it's like, it's such a small
I got
number.
here so fast, I couldn't believe it, yeah.
Right? But it's far by, like, some other shits. But really, when you think about it at the end of the night, you want to create, like, a geographical ecosystem around a point where there's, like, a Uber that makes people feel like it's better to hang out here and get smashed or whatever than it is to go over there where it costs more to get home. And you start thinking more like that. And, NEG LaSalle artist is actually just great. Like, why would we need to go other places?
Right, yeah. You just gotta find a good venue and shit like that.
Or figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, 100, but, like, I'm a little more open-minded than I used to be on that. Like, whatever the private party laws are, I would like to understand them better. But that kind of stuff, yeah. And then throw some grown-up shit.
Yeah.
I see people be throwing parties, or maybe it's some, like, exclusive high-end Airbnb shit, or maybe, like...
Yeah.
I don't really know. Okay, I don't want to go, like, too far. Like, that's kind of how I see it, like, playing out, because...
But now it's harder to do shows in the winter time. Maybe like more during like spring, summer or some shit.
That's where the internet shit comes through.
So you mean like a virtual show type shit?
Like when you came through that other time for that other thing and you recorded your little performance there, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's say
shout out to
Travis.
Yeah.
Let's say like we just did that live to an audience. I don't want to do it out of my apartment because like it's kind of pushing it on the baitness of the situation. I already push it as being a singer person here. I don't want to have a constant slew of people coming through. So
then it looks like you're trapping out your spot or some shit.
Any of it, right? Yeah. Especially during COVID times, especially with neighbors and shit. You don't want to be like that a little bit. So what if we find a good space that is not even like for the public, just a space that can be that space.
Right, okay.
And then we just throw like fucking shows all the time out that room for the internet during the winter. Yeah. And then that would be like, to me, how we... Because, I think it's on guys like us to build this next shit up,
Really, though. Someone has to step up and do it, and take action.
And I don't know who else is out there watching it or down, but you, like, seem to be down to come through, do this shit. You still pushing your music.
For sure.
I don't know if you know, this guy's dropped at least an album a year since, I believe, 2013.
Actually, my first album dropped, like, 2012. But, I just looked at my discography and shit like that on TuneCore, and everything that's monetized and shit. I dropped, like, 60 tracks, like, officially. I'm like, wow, that's not bad. 60 tracks, like, officially and shit. Yeah. I still got 2 more albums to drop,
It's okay, Udra Nightshade. I hope you Well, I'm glad you came through. See, we got somebody just pop in right now and be like, it's hard to read because I highlighted the screen.
You got crazy vision.
Sorry I'm late, pals. I'm going to have to catch the VOD, which is the video on demand after.
Okay, nice.
Hectic day. What up, though, fam? I'm here now, though, G. What up, Udra Nightshade? It's good to have you up in the hizzy.
What up, what up?
I think she down in southern states area. I'm not
Wow.
always the best with that. That's my
That's
favorite
amazing,
part
like
of
the
the
reach
internet.
that. Yeah.
Yo, but it's cool because like it's like Ismail was like that too. He was random, like not to call you random, but he was random like that, bro. He just showed up.
How do you catch? Yeah, like it's.
And then he's like, I'm from Montreal. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're from fucking Montreal? Like, 'cause he's one
What
of
are
the
the chances of that? Yeah.
Yeah, I was wow. Then we met at some point. It was fucking wild.
He's practically your neighbor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would argue he's pretty quite in the context of neighborhood. Like he's on the block, like
Yeah.
physical block. A Mayday album review. Fucking thought that fucking strange music. But Mayday, they're a good band. So me and Chris Chrome were doing the album reviews back then. Yo, for a minute the album reviews could have been hot, but what happened is we argued a lot, and it was entertaining to people, so it was polarizing. I got a lot of the fat guy's right or shut the fuck up, fat guy. There's a lot of the two
There's
sides
some
of the
Kenny
spectrum.
versus Spenny shit.
Really like that. Really, but yo, we were talking a lot. I mean, for a new channel, like we were capable of pulling 2,000 views organic.
Really? Wow.
Just on some, we picked the right album review. The right number of people got mad at us or whatever. I have 3, I think. One's at 13K.
You talking about Eminem and shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But yo, Bonnie did one on Nas that gave you power.
Yo, I was just talking about that, man. I was just
that's
talking
in the
about that
top
shit.
3, so it's her. Yo, her one of UGK and fucking somebody else doing some deep southern shit. Every fucking month, somebody's like, I'm sorry, this white girl who doesn't understand the metaphors of this shit. Every fucking month, I get one on one of her.
Still? Like, wow.
Because there's UGK she did.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
has one with like, also 8 Ball and MJG.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's fucking hilarious a little bit. Yeah. I guess that's the thing, banning bots. Sometimes bots pump through and they're like, hey, we want to get famous. But like, yeah, so we did that. She did the lyrics breakdown thing as something we tried. And yo, it got like that Nas one. Because what happened would be,
That's
it
a
would be
perfect
like
song, man.
somebody's album review or some shit would go really big. And then ours would get piggybacked off of that shit because they were long. One time Wu-Tang put us on their blog.
Oh, yeah? Wow. That's
Yeah, it was
big,
pretty-
man.
That was pretty. I have that shit bookmarked. You can see it right there above the 6914.
I see it, yeah.
I keep that bookmarked.
Keep that there. Yeah.
A couple of people like Gigs would shut us out. Other people like have really like referenced us or put us on their Instagram over the years. Big Ghost LTD, the reviewer guy that like, you know, was a cultural thing. He and I are DM-ish level.
Wow.
I would argue the album reviews is really profitable in the non-profitable ways, but then it changed and we stopped being so turbulent at first and we got really nice with each other.
You needed a
because
conversation.
it was made clear to me that I was being a bigger asshole than I thought I was, and if I kept behaving like this, it wasn't the right kind of thing. Toxic work environment, etc. Everybody was fucking right, so we love each other all more now, and the shit was just less dramatic. It was just
No, you need the
more
drama.
out.
You need the drama.
Man, did the views go right the
Can't believe that, man.
down.
I guess you gotta stick to the script.
Nah, I mean, the people who fucked with my album reviews are like the artists. Now I have like I can kind of do it more concise and whatever, but like the fans don't give a shit because they're just like, why am I gonna listen to this and go bump the album for how long it is?
Really?
You know,
They already
like,
know about the album, you know?
fuck am I
Yeah.
supposed to? I tried it on Twitch. I saw some potential though. And I do believe that it is going to, yes, Ismail, I know. And for everyone that's waiting on album reviews, I know Lindell's like, you owe me like 30. And I'm like, probably. One day. Trust me.
That's why I kept hollering at you. I'm like, yo, yeah, you know. But even though you're not doing that, yo,
Because the thing is, man, is I would do it, and I would do the whole review, and it would get
no views,
what,
right?
27 views.
Yeah, it's not even worth
You'd
it.
share it like twice,
Yeah.
tops, if I'm lucky. You would just be like, well, this didn't get me anything. And then it's like this weird reciprocal situation upon which, like, I don't get the numbers, but because I don't have the numbers, no one wants to watch. And I just...
That's fucked up how it is, huh?
I've
Like
just
they
seen
see
what
nobody really
happened.
looked at it, they won't even click on it. That's how humans are and shit.
Yeah, and I've been dabbling with Spotify, running my own numbers up, and it's had an impact. I'm sorry, but when people see that Lose Weight got 4,500 fucking spins now, I promise I'm not all of them. Once it hit about 2,500, people just started listening to the
Because-
song by itself. And
it
it
got-
just got like people who go back to it. Like when I was in New York, I wasn't running up my shit, and I was like, oh wow,
And it's
like
still running up.
couple people still be listening to me on a regular.
Wow.
Different
Because you ran it up
tracks.
so much that it's everywhere, right? Like,
And I ran up so many of my songs that they're past 1,000 that, like, I guess it has a psychological impact that, like, because, yo, it happened one time is some girl looked at my shit on Instagram and she was all like, you only got 85 views on this. I'm like, what? You're not even going to listen? That was the first, but she said it to me, and that was some real person shit. And I don't think we do good at real person shit.
no, that's the realest shit she probably ever said, then, you know?
And I thought about that, and then I was like, oh, that's why people pay for views. Because then you think about it, oh, this person had 80,000 views, and you click on their
But then
fucking
they're only
video.
lying to themselves type shit, you know what I mean? They're only fooling themselves.
I mean, is it though? It's only lying to yourself if you lie about it. Otherwise, you're just being fucking straight up. Like,
Yeah, like, I bought these views, and I guess, yeah, if you're being real about it, you know?
like when people admit to playlisting, I'm cool. I'm like, you admit it. I'm good with that situation. It makes sense. It's when people try to like manifest shit, like whatever, that I get kind of like weird with it.
Like, they're
But-
faking it as organic or some shit.
Udra Nightshade, you're probably more on that Ismail Campa thing. Y'all are what I put into this category of people call super fan.
Oh,
And
yeah?
you're my favorite fucking category of human on the world. Y'all just support shit.
I love people like that, man.
Because
There needs to be more
y'all
people like that.
Support shit. The problem is, finding enough people that just love supporting shit to make shit fiscal.
It's so rare. It's like,
It's a very big grind in the bigger picture of the sense than I think people realize when you do have to wake up to go to work the next day, or you have a family, or holiday seasons is coming up. That's gonna be like fucking 5 trips to family members and shit. And then the reality is, lose weight, motherfucker, lose weight. Bit more earwormy, a little bit of compromise on my end. Fucking found out some grandmas and shit singing out while they sweeping. And I'm like,
what?
yeah, I've seen a few people just
No
find
way.
it and use it in their TikTok. My favorite of which is a dog running on a treadmill.
Of your song?
Yeah, to that song.
Oh, that'd probably blow the fuck up, man.
It might. It might not. Unfortunately for me, I fucked up with Distrokid, and this is a big lesson.
That's who you're using?
Yeah.
I thought you were TuneCore, man.
I did for a minute, and then I switched off of distro.
Why, what's wrong with
So
this?
TuneCore be like $1,000 a fuck. I'm exaggerating. It's like $35 for your first year, and then it's like $60 for all your other
Exactly,
years.
yeah.
And then it's per release, bro. I put
That's
up.
hitting me up.
It would have cost me
Trust me.
$1,000 this year to deal with TuneCore with all the shit I put out.
Yo,
DistroKid
I feel you on
cost
that.
me like, okay, because I did the Shazams and shit, which is $1 a song. I get a bill every year. It's like 100 and change.
That's amazing.
For
Consistently.
DistroKid. It's gonna be for each of my albums that are on the Shazam that I own the rights to and all that bullshit. And then all the annual fees, because I have the label thing, because of technically I put out all of Chris's shit. And I'm like, bro, why are you gonna pay an extra money? It's gonna be whatever, a little $10 more, whatever. Turned out it was USD, so it's 15.
No way.
That's fine.
Okay.
So it works out to about 100 a month. But then the rest of this shit, just because I don't bother with Shazam, because why? I'll do it for when the full projects come out, maybe sometimes. But like zero. I just do it. I just uploaded 3 tracks last night. Just done. $0.
You talking about DistroKid?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's just that one time I get billed, and then done. Easy peasy lemon fucking squeezy. And I'm like,
Okay.
but like it also depends on your release schedule, because it may be that if you release less, you actually can save money. But because I plan on doing
Not so much, right? Yeah.
so much shit in terms of constantly dropping, I just think this is the most economic option for me. But when you're releasing a track, there's an option that says let streaming services decide where the song preview is, which is also the TikTok part, or not. And for the main Lose Weight track, it was like it did not pick the right part. So
It wasn't the hook, right? It went
and
somewhere in the verse.
No, and like you have to go like a minute deep just to get to the hook.
Oh man.
And I'm like, nah, because they only put a minute, right?
Yeah.
And then
cut like the beginning of it or something.
Nah, so and then you can't change it after. So we put out the remix version, thankfully, and that one has the hook, and it's been used like 12 times just by random people finding it, and I'm like, that's a good sign. Just that fucking random people can, because it's like what it is, and then it's just people getting, like 2 people getting on scales, and so I'm like, yo,
Could be working out to that shit, right?
yeah. Or doing chores or whatever. It's at 161.85 BPM, which is in that range of what people be like doing higher end activities these days too.
That's pretty fast, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I only know that because it's the 0.85 and nobody knew what fucking BPM was.
Wow. That's fast as fuck.
Nah, but it's really 80. But it's really like...
Okay, because double...
Well, no, but that's up to you as a rapper. You can hit it at double, you can hit it... Man, it's all math, right?
Yeah.
Or like you can do a weird triplet flow over it and somehow go at a more comfortable pace. You know, like there's so many options with that shit.
What do you like though, rapping on?
I don't know. It depends on my mood. Like you gotta understand how much I'm willing to like when I hear shit. My metric of a lot of things is would I rap on this, and this is all genres. And so currently, I think EDM is some of my favorite shit to rap on because it's dancey, fun shit. My least favorite shit currently is boom bap. It's my least favorite. It is the most easy, basic sounds as far as like I've heard it all. I like weird shit, so like I like it when it changes a lot, which you find a lot in rock music where they like evolve the melodic hooks of a track or whatever, and it changes and it has like these little like an extra note here or a lesser note there, and so I really like that shit or whatnot. But I don't know, it depends on my mood. Really, like I just find beats and just if I hear it, like I can almost picture a song on anything I hear.
That's like right away, right?
At least the topic, at least the general structure. Like you can ask Meticulous about this if you ever like see him. I went to his crib one time to do a fucking shits, and on the first listen, I was like, "This is this, this is this, this is this, this is this." Because like to me, it's like, yo, the sound just speaks to you and you just hear it. Sometimes it's harder than others on depending the beat, but I'm like, yo, a professional songwriter's job is to write songs.
I heard a story about Eminem like that. Like every track that Dre pulled up, he had a song to it or something like that. You know, and he just cut a song to it.
I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm gonna be dropping like crazy whatevers, but like if the game was every day freestyle a song and I was gonna get paid to do that shit,
bro, you do like nothing, man. That's like breathing for you, you know. Imagine that though.
No, I'm not gonna lie. There's like days you don't feel it, so you don't do it. You know, like
okay, you have to catch the right vibe.
Less so than you would like. Okay, like yes and no. I suppose like if it's a job, I'm gonna show up and do it, and it'll be fucking trash. And days when it's trash, and then days when it's not trash, it's not trash. I'm good at meeting deadlines, but yo, some days are just like a week might go by and I don't touch it. But I find as I do more of it, I just get faster. Even this writing shit, like I wrote a verse and like 30 minutes the other day before my boy got to the crib, just because I was bored.
That's good, man. Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to...
Sometimes it just hits you, you know? And those are the best verses.
Yeah. Yo, daily freestyles, I don't know. I mean, I kind of said that if it would be, but I'd rather just, like, write, to be honest. I've been really enjoying writing this last project more than I liked the freestyling. The freestyling was probably better for Twitch, though.
Well, you put in more thought into it, you know? It's probably going to be a better project, you know? More conceptual, more lyrical, just, you know? Not straight off the top. Because when you freestyle, are you thinking of like topics, or are you just like whatever that comes to your mind, or is there anything premeditated?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Well, so, not like bars that I've previously written, but like if I hear a beat,
you know,
something's gonna pop into my head, right? Or a lot of times I'm gonna rap about whatever I'm mad at or whatever just happened. Like, yo, the whole Pickle Chips track was just off of some Twitch shit. They just fucking got mad at me for not liking pickle chips, and I'm like, well, fuck all of you then.
It's hit or miss, I guess. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Or like one time, Lameth showed up on my stream, so I'm like, I want to do a song with Lameth. And I just made a whole song about that. And then sometimes, you drives me nuts is when people who are older than me get mad at me because I'm dealing with getting old because they don't want to hear about that because they're older than me.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean. Like, what does that make them, you know?
Older,
Yeah.
And that's the facts of it. So I made a song called People Get Old and Die. And like, so shit like
That's
that
life.
goes on.
Yeah.
And I like to nobody wants to really hear me complain unless I'm on cam or I'm rapping. Otherwise, it's shut the fuck up. Everywhere in my life, you can't complain unless I'm doing this shit where apparently sometimes it works, or I'm rapping. So it's kind of just like that shit. And I feel like, again, who the fuck talks about that mid-30s bullshit? Like, I literally at one point rapped about how your pee game changes because nobody fucking talks about how your pee game starts changing in your 30s, and nobody warned me about that shit.
Like, you have to pee more or less, or what do you mean? Like,
sometimes I spray a little more.
Okay,
It's not the same potency it once had. You're like, oh, say word. There's a couple more cleanup days that I was hoping for. And then I found out dudes just be going through this shit, but then you try to talk to dudes, and dudes be like, and I'm like, don't y'all watch porn and shit? I got nasty. Y'all rap about being nasty. Talk about a little man, you know, shit. So it's like, I don't know, stuff be like that sometimes where you get curious about like regular shit. And so I'll talk to like regular people and nobody wants to talk about shit. So I'm like,
you're that guy, you know?
Yeah, sometimes. My girlfriend is like, I fucking hate that part of him. Like, if she could probably tweak see, SMH right there. If she could tweak any part of me, it would be that shit right here. But then I wouldn't be me.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I feel like that's it. And then like we just need all kinds of people in this to like just love it. But that's the one thing. I love this scene now, or this city, and this try to build and shit. So like, yo, if I can complain about shit, it has to have like solutions. That was my
how we could fix it, right?
Yeah. Like it can't just be like, yo, fuck all that shit. Because that's like, I don't know if you ever listen to 90s music for real. But all I did was complain. And there was never a fucking solution for like a lot of 90s music. Maybe KRS-One had some solutions, but like most motherfuckers not be bringing solutions to that shit. They'd just be complaining. Alt rock, all of it. Not just hip hop. I'm saying everybody be complaining.
Right. I guess they're just venting and shit like that, you know?
Oh, yeah. SMH is definitely shake my head. At least in the context, I believe Bonnie used it at me.
For sure. What else?
I was talking about like peeing and shit. She's like, "Oh, shut the fuck up! You just talked about peeing in the bathroom and it sprays. Oh my god, ew! That's my bathroom you're talking about, right? Right. He's got a girl. You know how it goes.
Trust. Yeah.
He pictured the whole conversation in his head too. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's just kind of it. But yeah, I just trying to create the culture here. I don't know.
Someone has to lead the path, you know what I mean?
I don't even know if I'm leading the path. I just know
You're
that
just doing it, you know what I mean? Like,
this is what I can contribute to the greater purpose with maybe some other shit behind the scenes where I could do a couple leadership. But yo, we don't want me in charge. Nobody wants me in charge of this shit in the big picture. I just like I'm trying to be a little general in my corner type shit, you know?
Okay, yeah.
I feel like let a Nate Husser or some dude like that be in charge. Let one of these Nia Ali's.
Yo, he has the name now. He could probably pull a lot of people.
But I'm saying that these people run the city, and then we just gotta focus on building our corners so that when they run the city, there's this foundation here for them to sit on that we can work on in our little zones. And then who knows? Maybe we accidentally pop and oh well.
Best case scenario, you know?
Yeah,
it's bound to happen, I guess.
I definitely believe that. Well, I don't believe I'm gonna pop in the way that like a lot of people with their Drake complex be trying to pop because I don't want that life. And
as long as you can make, you know, like a living off your music and
bro, if I can make $100 a year doing this,
100K,
bro, if I can make fucking 50K a year doing this, without second thought, I'd do it.
That's not bad. Like just chilling at home and you know doing what you love.
Without second thought, because you just run it, and then like that sounds like a blessed ass life to me. And then if I could have more, you could do more. And then the more people get involved in the bigger it gets, I suppose. But
like, did you blow up since that last interview? There's like more viewers, like
kinda. My brand is bigger.
Cause you got on Cult MTL and shit, right? That's
I'm
big.
willing to bet like 8 people voted for me level. Like, let's be real. I think it's more that Cult Montreal doesn't get that many votes more than or I'm wrong and it was some number I have no idea, right? Because what the fuck do I know? I'm on a list, right? And I might not be on that list next year. That's why me and Skin Deep were talking about how we could engineer some situations, a little bit of hopefully fake beef. to really do this. I'm gonna basically start
podcast beef and
why
shit.
the fuck not though? They number 6, I'm number 10. I don't like the situation. I would like to be higher than them. I'm willing to accept not being higher than them. But I do think in all the fake beef rules, if I go for them as being higher than me, and then we have a little snafu, but we're obviously gonna do all it is behind the scenes, bro.
Yo, shout out to Skin Deep, man. Yo,
all it's gonna be engineered.
we took a road trip one time to bring down Havoc and Noid and LES and shit, man. That was like my favorite hip hop moment and shit like that, you know.
Yeah, shout out Skin Deep.
That's so epic, man. So shout out to him.
He let me use a bunch of his beats too.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, actually, I did a video, Donnie Brook and shit, man, for the Stratagems album over Skin Deep beat, man.
He's wonderful. People should cop Skin Deep beats, is all I'm saying. But he's doing his toy thing now, and he'd be like fucking Mr. Toy Man, and he's number 6.
He's always been on that, man. Yo, he has like, the only other person I know like that is Keto, the other guy in Stratagems and shit, man. They have like crazy X-Men toys, man. It's unbelievable.
And then they like be doing their podcast, which is really solid. They got like a whole collective and wave though. Like they got this free Agent X situation going on where I'm like, not lie, like I need something like that in my life, where it's like bigger than just my show. But they have like multiple shows. I know Wheezy Moonchaser and the Morning Detour are connected to them, so they like kindred. Or if it's not him,
His show's with Brian, right? With Brian,
I believe, is one of the
I went to
guys.
high school with him. It's crazy. Like,
That's wild.
yeah, he went to Waker.
I'm about to go low key in their chat and bring it up the next time.
Yeah, he went to Waker. Yeah.
That's fair enough. Yeah, and then he's got the next show he did, Chop Vision, with the next dude, Joey Chops, and I got to be a guest on that, which was kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
You
Okay.
should hit him up and be like, "Yo, Skinny, Holden said he was on Chop Vision. How do I get on Chop Vision?"
What's that about? Just like rappers and shit, or like?
I don't know. It's more general though, actually. Like,
Okay,
it's
okay.
like it was cool. I got to like talk about my regular life, which, to be honest, I think is just as interesting as my rap life and shit. And, like, I got a good job. Yeah, it's cool actually. I can't go that deep on what I do in specifics, but it's basically I get to Google shit, write reports, analyze data, plan shit, and it's a lot of
That's what you do? Okay.
a lot of that. I'm a project manager. I'm a people manager.
Holy shit.
And I run a little department. Like, it's real small. There's only 4 of us. But it's my
You work with Justice, you say? Or you used to?
I used to.
Okay.
Justice was part of this company, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same software firm. Justice be, like, doing some big shit, though. Like, Justice be, like, doing the day job dream if I can't get the other shit.
Yeah.
Where he gets to go to, like, Amsterdam and, do business out there. And, like, yo, traveling through work is a vibe because of per diems.
Paid to travel, man. Yo, that's amazing, man. Like, fuck.
Yo, they gave me an $870 check when I went to Pakistan and said keep it. $30 a day for each day I was there for food and shit.
You went to Pakistan and shit? For real? Holy shit. For work related?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Trained a sales team.
Unbelievable. That's crazy.
I'm not a salesperson, so I wasn't responsible for the sales part of training. I was responsible for the everything else part of training. A lot of how the software works, how to blah, blah, blah.
That's amazing, man. Wow.
Yo, it was a vibe, dude. Like, you know what it was? It was like all of a sudden your dollar goes 5 times further. Wherever you are today, at that time, times about 5, and
you're balling there, yeah.
Overnight, and like $25 be covering everybody at McDonald's. And McDonald's is not ghetto. McDonald's is like fancy, and so it's weird.
Really? Wow. But yeah, the food in there must be amazing, man.
Next level shit.
Yeah.
Don't even ask me what shit's called except for SOG. I got to have fresh SOG.
Doesn't sound the most appetizing, but
you know what it is? It's that like spinach shit that you get when you get Indian. Like
Okay,
sog
know
paneer.
exactly what you're talking about. That's what it's called?
It's sog. You know the
Okay.
sog and sog paneer. It's SAAG. I'm
Okay,
sure I'm saying
okay.
it like trash. So it's this green spinach shit.
I know
and
exactly
you
what you're talking about.
Throw that
That's
shit
what it's
into
called?
them omelets and whatnot. And breakfast time when we went down to my homeboy's farm and I got to see like, because that was it. My boy spoke Urdu and shit and he had family out there. So we got some like, I got offered girls if I wanted them. I'm like, nah, at the time I was like, nah, I'm in my relationship. He's like, bro, if you need that shit, you go through my uncles. And I'm like,
What do you mean? He has like a brothel or some shit like that?
no, but they're like guys who know the things to do to make
Okay.
sure I'm not getting arrested doing some shit like over a brothel. Did not pursue that route.
Yeah.
You know, maybe some hash appeared in my life. Some actual Afghan hash because it was in the country next to Afghanistan.
Right. Oh shit, man.
That shit was what, dude? It was $14 for a 14s.
That's $1 a gram? Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, weed is like 300 an ounce, and hash is like $1 a gram.
Because it's so much more available. Like weed is like so rare there or some shit. Or
Yeah,
what the
it's high
fuck?
as fuck. It's like fucking.
Ain't no way I'm paying like 300 for an ounce. That's crazy.
Nah, but the hash cheap, and then it's better too because it don't smell bad. So like in a hotel room, whatever. But we like went out. We went to a buffet. I was like fucking wrecked in Pakistan. It was like that was a vibe. His uncles took us around. We went clothing shopping.
Man, it's so random. That's crazy.
We got like, yo, bro, all the fake clothes you could think of.
Knock off of everything, right?
Yeah, a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Market shits, like proper. Like, yo, one of my suits is from Pakistan that I rock to this day. It's my
The shit in your video there?
the blue one. Yeah,
Okay,
that's my Fugo Fas.
Okay, nice.
It says Hugo Boss. It looks real nice.
Fugo Boss.
Yeah, it's my Fugo Fas.
Okay.
It's fake as shit, but like,
Oh,
I think
shit.
it was like,
That's like your signature in your videos and shit like that, you know?
it's one of them because
Yeah.
it's cost me like $40. And when it fits best, I wear that one. When the next one fits best, I wear that one. Depending on the part of the year, but I mean, I would love to get like proper shit like that fits nice, but we work with what we have sometimes.
Exactly, yeah.
Yo, I could be going up and down 20 pounds, and that makes it complicated. With
Like
fashion.
a Christmas time and shit like that? Like...
Usually Christmas time, I'm like more conscious, cause I'm like, oh my gosh, I just gained all this weight. I gotta fucking worry about it.
Yeah.
And then everybody goes to war with me. It's more like I find in the summer I get like, cause by then I've usually been good for a bit. And then I get coasty because my life gets more lifestyle-y and I'm out and cycling more. And then I just eat like shit because I'm burning like fucking crazy calories. Ever
When
since
you're
I got
cycling, huh? Yeah.
Yo, once the Fitbit told me, I'm like, yo, I hit 5,000 calories today, bitch. I'm going to eat whatever the fuck I
You gotta
want.
reward yourself, right?
But then you're like, yo, I ate everything I wanted yesterday. I still want to eat that the next day, but maybe the next day I didn't burn off no 5,000
Oh,
calories.
man, yeah.
And
You
that's
feel
when it gets
guilty and
you.
shit, right?
So I'm like, you know, back and forth on that shit, and it's like a struggle depending on like the vibe. But all that I can say is no matter what happens, the muscle keeps coming through slowly, and my mobility and shit keep like, you know, because like you gain and lose fat a lot quicker than you lose muscle, right? Like, so you always keep gaining the muscle, and you
That's
always
good,
keep
man.
getting kind of stronger with the shit. And I know that my level of energy today is like at a level that like my stamina might not be where I want it to be, but my level of energy is at like a crazy level.
Really? Wow.
Yo, it's like I saw somebody that be like, rich people be like in good shape for a couple of reasons. One is you need less sleep, and the other is, yo, man, when you feel strong physically and mentally, yo, ain't a thing can touch you.
Man, you make me feel like working out or some shit right now, man. But you know, I feel you, man. Like, it's good for your mental health and shit too.
And
you know?
like, yo, I remember when like carrying the groceries home was a bit more of a gotta stop.
You gotta stop, put it down and
Yo,
shit.
I haven't had to stop and put that shit down, and I don't even remember.
This should be fucking going to your hands and shit.
Yeah, even if it like that now though, I do the graded up where you do the and you walk a little faster.
Yeah.
And then you put
No
it down.
stops, no stops.
And it's like fucking triumphant. But yo, I remember when I couldn't do that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, nah, we okay. I did push us for a minute, but then I fell off my bike. And then I hurt my shoulder, and I'm like,
It
now
clicks? It has a click or some shit?
it has clicks. It
Oh,
kind of has
man.
weird stiffness and
Probably need
shit.
surgery or some shit like that. Who
Nah, I
knows,
looked
man?
it up, bro. It's just
Only
like
if
you're
you,
fucked
like,
for
after-
life. Good luck.
yeah.
And then the doctors were like physiotherapy, and I'm like, well, I'm supposed to stretch. When I realized I'm supposed to move it more, and then you work through the pains and whatever.
You're supposed to do it more? I thought I would fuck it up more. Okay.
Well, I mean, talk to a doctor. Don't trust me. I just said, fuck that. I don't want to pay a physiotherapist yet. Let me try. And I started doing shit like that more.
It's working.
And yeah, I had more. It was bad for a minute though. I actually was like at the point where I wanted to. But that's when I stopped doing push-ups because I'm like, maybe I need to build up my joint strength. So I started with my VR boxing again.
Okay.
And then that shit's got squats.
Yeah, it starts burning, right? Your arms are just throwing fucking punches and bunches.
It was the back, bro. The next day, my back was like, you ain't used these muscles in a million fuckers. You're just like
swinging. Yeah.
And it's like, yo.
But speaking of, you should do this celebrity boxing or whatever. The shit there.
Yeah, I mean.
But how do you know? Like, because the game will say, "Oh, you hit him with the headshots. He wasn't blocking. He was done." You know,
bro. It doesn't
so it's
matter.
fair, right? It's fair.
Well, it's fair if it's trash for everyone. I mean, this one is more of a workout game. But let's say there's a fight night, or dude, there's gotta be a fucking fighting game in virtual reality that would suffice the needs of some shit where. And y'all could let us know if you will watch this, but let's say it was Holden versus Budda Child, but it was VRs, and our avatars was like fucking trying to do the shits and whatnot, right? I'm telling y'all would follow that shit a little bit more. And then we create a league with motherfucking stats and shit, because motherfuckers like stats, okay?
Yeah, I'll
so
be
now,
undefeated up in this
imagine I'm taking L's like crazy, and I have my comeback, and I take out Budda again, you know, like... Y'all could get into that shit.
Yeah. And the best thing is you won't even get a scratch and shit like that, you know? You come out unscathed and shit.
Because I don't want to actually have to fight. That sounds absolutely terrible to me to fight. But
you're just swinging away and shit.
I know for a fact my cardio and shit's in a place that could hold us down for 20 minutes, no problem.
Wait, is there like breaks it, like rounds or shit? You're just swinging for like 20 minutes straight?
I don't know. We have to find the game. And I'm sure if the game is like 5-minute rounds.
You need good stamina then, yo.
That's what I'm saying. But then like people would get into it. We'd all be doing something that is out there.
It might be hilarious though to watch though, you know what I mean? Like
that's what I'm saying.
I would die laughing. I think I would die laughing.
And then imagine if somebody's clearly a better fighter than you beats you. Bitch, I'll fucking kill you in real life.
Imagine you're fighting this big guy, like someone's huge or whatever, you know what I mean? And you just work them and shit. Like, yo, man, you feel so salty. Like,
yo, hold on, Ismail. What I did to break past the plateau of 26 is I just started splitting it into multiple sets of smaller amounts, and it allowed me to build enough mass to break past the plateau. So just do 2 of 13, and then add 1, like a 14 and a 13, and then a 14 and a 14. And I was able to get myself up to about 3 sets of push-ups that would bring me to 52. Before all of a sudden my shoulder and the bike situation was like, yo, bitch, you should have taken care of your shoulder before getting to this many push-ups this quickly. But that would be a way to, like, increase your overall number. Like, anyway, on a side note, to respond to Ismail's
at first I was like, what are these numbers you're pulling out? But yeah.
Yeah, because you said he's stuck at 20.
Yo, I used to do 50, man. 50 in a clip, one shot, man.
I'm never been that. I was like 285 pounds a couple of years back.
Oh yeah, you told me. Yeah.
And I could do
even to do one. It would be hard. Like that's a lot to.
I mean, you can do like a 1, and then you're done. It's a 1 and done.
Or even a chin up or something like that. Yo,
no,
that's hard.
Dude, I can't do a chin up to this day.
Yeah, that's hard upper body strength, man.
I started going to the park a little bit over there because they got the thing, and I can kind of do it with the machine more. So I was practicing there.
Okay.
Because I'm like, yo, I would like to do a chin-up one day. I don't think I've ever done a real chin-up in my life because my upper body strength wasn't there.
Yeah.
At all.
But probably your lower body strength is there, you know?
Yo, my lower body strength is like, with a little bit of training, I can run 10 kilometers.
Wow.
But like my upper body strength is like trash. It's weird. Like, everyone hate leg day, but I'm like, yo, my legs be good. It's upper body day that I fucking hate. I hate the like... all of the upper body shit. I hate weights.
I never do leg days and shit. It means
but leg days, yo, you can just do shit like dance, and it's like fucking fire to me. And I'm like, dancing sounds like, yo, I've been.
That's how my girl lost so much weight and shit like that.
Dude, I got my little shitty drill dance I do now with the like fucking stomp and shit, and like I know how to do it really good on one foot, and I'm really trash on the other
foot. The Pop
foot.
Smoke shit.
Yeah. I'd be like really like. Yo, because when I was in the Bronx and I was drunk, they all filmed me. And
Oh yeah, yo, that shit probably went viral, man.
I don't even think it went viral.
It's somewhere circulating somewhere.
It wasn't the right kind of. I mean, it could have. That'd be cool. But I would love to know that like at least 30 people had a good laugh.
Yeah. Oh man.
Because all these ladies was like, "Yo, don't stop. You're doing alright. You're doing alright here." And the men was like, "What the fuck is this?" Yo, this wasn't really a place where honkies be a lot, right? So you gotta imagine how preposterous it is for me to be doing that shit. That's
a movie.
Yeah, so but like yo, it's kind of I like it's important because like that's what Pop Smoke's doing, and he was king.
Yeah.
And yo,
that shit looks fun though, man.
Bro, all these little dudes wear tight pants and shake their dick, and I'm like, oh, they on some shit I like better than what men are doing. Other men are not thinking this through. Pop Smoke has women all over. Dua Lipa wanted to work with him and shit.
Yeah, they did a song, yeah.
I'm like, you know who's not getting that? A homie in the alleyway with the freestyles. And I was like, alright, okay, let's have some fucking perspective here. Maybe I should learn to dance better. Because in what universe is knowing to dance? I'm not good, though. I'm like, I know how to play into it, given where I'm at. Given who I look like. I might, by myself, turning up terribly with my little shitty two-step. I got my good dad two-step, we'll call it.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's a good dad two-step. But I can follow the rhythm for like for hours. Like, you know, at this point with a two-step. Don't give me no fancy. Just a wobble, you know, like a basic 1-2 wobble, two-step shit, you know?
Yeah.
But then you realize, yo, them kids is be really dancing. So like, even Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah.
So it's like, if that shit's been lit for a decade, what am I doing?
It's not, and it needs to be gangsters and shit and dancing and shit like that. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with that shit. So just having fun and shit, you know?
And it was like, we want women at our shows because we listen to how...
That's key, man, you know?
Yo, like, you can listen to some of them old gangsters be talking about how it's just a sausage fest, and they'd be like, not into it. And I'm like, y'all are making super valid points. I fucks with what you're saying super heavily. How do I get more girls to... Oh, right, dancing.
Yeah.
And actually talking about love, like, and shit. Like, I've had several songs dedicated to my girlfriend at this point.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
one
good,
of them
man.
is really like, love you, baby, you're so good to me. It's called I Love You, Your Lady Friend Bonnie.
I did one love song, and the rest is just breakup songs, and you know what I mean? It's like...
Technically, my track, Seduce My Girlfriend, is a love song. It's like, if you want this dick, then you must seduce my girlfriend. See? It's like, because she's the apple of my eye. And while I might want to sleep with you, my love for her creates this situation that you have to play rules by. And thus, it's the weirdest love shit you ever heard. But I call it a love song stills.
That's love right there, you know?
It's not even a good save. It was like premeditated from like time. That was my move. I don't know if that was a save. I'm just like, this is a good fucking idea. And I ran it because it's a fucking song. And I don't know that, like, you know, another one's called Certainly Worth It.
Certainly worded?
Worth It.
Oh, okay.
Where I rap about shit like Blue Jays and her regular shit and how I care about trees and
all the inside stuff. Yeah.
Just regular ass stuff and whatever. I was trying to, because, yo, love songs be wildly boring because people ain't be writing about love that they know. They write about this Hollywood love. And I'm like, nah, I'm going to write about love anytime from a perspective of what I know. My love be, like, wildly twisted and weird and shit. It's not, like, regular love in the way that Hollywood describes it. It's, like, the love that it be. And I don't think anyone's love is like Hollywood's. It's more weird.
With the happy ending and all this shit, man.
It's more like
a soap opera shit.
Or it's more like a sword, right? And then you bang it through a bunch of fire, and then it looks real pretty, and like the fucking samurais use it with mastery of excellence over time and shit. Like, getting old in a relationship is the ultimate trophy.
How long you guys been together? If you don't mind me asking.
What, 7.5 years or some shit?
Holy shit, that's long, man. Holy shit.
A little bit, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I suppose, yeah. It's not short anymore. It's more than high school's length at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we've hold up. Like, so what's up, hello. So, the Trap Queen by fucking Fetty Wap was a banger when we started dating.
That didn't even feel like that long ago, but it is now. Yeah, holy
Like
shit.
Fetty Wap was it? We started like in the Fetty Wap era that
Okay,
summer,
yeah.
and then a lot of things have changed, and now it's Pop Smokes. What am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
But yeah, for real.
Wow. Yeah, I've been with a girl like 5 years, man. That's it. Almost 5 years, man. But 7 years, a long time, man. It's good, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's real fun. I mean, it's got all kinds of experiences. Now we're at the point where the Blue Jays are a huge part of our life. I mean, there's lots of other shit, but not since COVID. There's a lot less other shit that you have no idea how much the Blue Jay conversations happen on my day-to-day on some real shit. She loves them, though. It's like one of her favorite things in the, like, you might want to like play a video game or like make music. She want to stare out the window at birds.
That's her thing, you know what I mean? Like,
It's okay. Now the Blue Jays aren't there. Fine. But there's some other, whenever, when the Blue Jays be wildly around and then they show up and then they peck on the fucking window and then they, apparently they're not quite there, but they're very close to pecking on the window for her. Anyway, they can tell when you're home. So they wait for you to come home and then, you know, anyway. Why do I know all this? Her. I can tell.
I understand. Yo, Mike Tyson loves birds and shit like that, you know? So.
They're not boring.
Yeah.
I just don't eat them at my windows and whatever. Or the squirrels used to come through and scream at us for peanuts. And then like, I don't know.
They expect that shit every day now.
A little bit. And then the cats, and the cats are fine. I got used to the cats. I'm a dog person personally.
You have a cat?
We have 2 cats.
Yeah.
You are not gonna probably see them.
He's hiding around.
They might be out with her right now because they can tell you're going to be in here for a minute. But, like, the second you started moving, they would disappear.
Okay, yeah.
And, like,
My cats are
maybe,
like
sometimes they'll get trapped in here when somebody comes through and they weren't expecting
They can't leave.
And then they bolt out and disappear. But, I don't know. Another day, I'm just, that's what she likes. So, and then COVID came, and, oh, boy, are we both home a lot more. That was a huge
That's
test.
a relationship tester, too, no? But you guys are already
Holy
comfortable and
shit.
shit like that. Well, I'm sure a lot of relationships didn't make it through this COVID and shit, you know?
Yo, for real, like, I heard that. I mean, I get it, too. Like, it's not even like, yo, it changed. Yo, I don't know how else to put it. Your shit changes during stress tests like this. Like, is it better
cabin
or
fever or
worse?
something,
I
you
don't know. I feel like we're stronger.
Yeah.
And that's just the situation. But, like, when you go through shit that makes you stronger, it creates, like, changes. And I feel like that's cool because, like, you can still be with somebody after evolving and shit. And y'all know she can hear me in the next room. She's, like, right over there. Like, yo, but that's it. Like, the fact that we could have that kind of a dynamic and that's, like, proper. I mean, yo, this was obviously an adjustment for her when she's like, oh, fuck, my life is now on display through him. And it's a facts. Yo, people know her name who've never met her and shit. Some people... Yo, sometimes rappers be wildly coming through here and acting like she insignificant on some weird-ass low-key sexism shit, and it's really weird. Some
like
rappers be coming through and be, like, proper, but, like, sometimes rappers be, like, wildly not acknowledging Bonnie.
Like, not even say hi or something like that?
Yeah.
It's,
like, I don't know if it's because, like, the girlfriends never fucking care normally, and that's weird to people, so they're just not used to it.
She's so supportive. It's crazy. My girl's not even that supportive, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you got a good one, though.
Part of it may have been, oh, yo, you know what happened? Somebody told me one time, couples who train together stay together. So neither of us was working out, but I took that as like, yo, I'm going to be getting involved in all this, and we have 2 choices. You're either involved and you understand what's happening, or you are not going to understand any part of my life, because you're not going to understand the work part and you're not going to understand this part. So, like, you're going to understand nothing in my life. And we tricked her into podcasting. And our views went up.
Oh, yeah? Wow, that's good.
Because Bonnie was saying shit like, NWA sounds like the real good friends. And, bro, there is something about white people being white that makes some people really enjoy that shit.
She attracts a certain audience, I guess, you know? But,
yeah. And so then the next thing you know, this all happened. And then she started watching everything go on. And then, I don't know, like, more and more she's been exposed to shit and knows who people are and has followed things. And she's listened to so many different hip-hop albums from so many different eras that she just has such a wide love for it, where when I met her Her biggest flex may have been Simon Says by Pharoah Monch.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's a banger still.
Still is a banger. She's like, I have other flexes. Relax, man.
That's
And then, now she raps.
a big step.
And she got her little bunny bars. And
Wow.
they're really good. Like, for real, objectively, because of all the album reviews, Bonnie can quite fucking literally write better bars than people I know. And because she is just a regular ass person as far as the ego goes, doesn't want to write shit about anything that's just like the regular shit that we would normally write about.
Right. Wow.
She
got bars.
Yeah, and it's true though. Every time she ever rapped, like she had a little fake beef with some guy at one point. All the beefs are fake. I was like, he's like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, run with it, my guy. What the fuck's wrong with you? Let's do some fake beef shit. Of course, men having trouble with fake beefs. Anyway, but like, she's got like some skills, but then like, she doesn't really want to be a rapper, so she doesn't rap.
It is what it is, but at least she could do it,
And do it well, like under
most
pressure.
people can't even do that.
Bro, she wrote the 16 in the room, on the spot, in front of two of us, and like within 20 minutes, it was like recorded.
Shit, Wow.
She took her like 2, maybe 3
Maybe
takes.
she's a natural. Holy fuck. Yeah.
And like, I don't want to rap. It's boring. I want to stare at fucking birds. It gives me joy. And I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, find me Iggy Azalea club beats. And it's kind of hard because I don't know anybody that likes her. So.
Honestly, though, not to diss or anything like that. I didn't know anybody would really listen to her shit.
Bonnie does. Big time, bro. I've listened to all of Iggy's songs. Not by choice, but all the Iggy's hits, bro.
Wow.
Like bounce, 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 more bounce in the motherfucking house. More bounce. That shit sucks, but like I know it. You can hear her laughing. That's the co-sign this shit. Like it sucks. It's trash. I do not like half of Iggy's catalog. However, she got a 1-2 song. Which,
you can't even hate.
well, she can rap real good, but like literally everything she's ever rapped about, somebody has done better. However, name another white girl rapper. That big.
Snow the product or whatever.
She's Mexican.
No way. Okay.
She's not.
I don't know.
Name another white
you just
girl
stumped me
rapper.
just now. Like
She's the Eminem to white girls. Who else?
there's
is
no
there?
other white rappers that are
big?
girls.
Name another white girl rapper that big. That big.
You're right. None that's white. How come
Now there's a lot of white girls, but like before Iggy.
Oh,
There
Bad
was-
Barbie or whatever fucking her name is.
Kinda, but I think she's after Iggy. I mean, you could argue Krayshawn and a few people. And like, you know what I mean? You could,
Forgot about her, yo.
you could argue
But
that people like existed, but like, I'm saying at that level,
Yeah,
like
but is she still making music and shit though?
Iggy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Unfortunately, I think
Oh,
she's
yeah? Wow.
retired at this point to go pursue other things, and she just dropped her last album, which includes shit like "I Am the Strip Club" and the song where she's like literally talking about going to the club, and she's like on the walk up, walk up, walk up, walk up, and she has shit like that in it.
Okay.
But it's like whatever, party music. I'm sure if you played this whole project and booties were shaking, you wouldn't even care it was Iggy.
I guess.
'Cause
I can't even rate
Iggy
her.
Azalea is gold digger anthem music.
But, okay.
I don't know how else to put it, but like if you want to shake your ass, fuck men worth a lot of money. I'm just saying, I've listened to a lot of Iggy music. But you want to be a fierce, independent woman that does all this, Iggy's your girl. And she does it in the whitest ways possible.
At one point, she was signed to T.I. and shit, no? Yeah.
He like really wrote that album, I think, or at least heavily did. I really like it though.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the best album, but objectively, a lot of those songs slap. Like if Black Widow or whatever comes on, you're like, doo 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 doo, and like it's got that clappy strip club vibe to it that makes you kind of like, yeah, this sounds alright. Like it's party music and it does its job. Like
Yeah.
the fancy song slaps, like it does. Like I'm so fancy. You already know. Anyway, you might not fuss with it.
I don't fuck with it, but other people do.
I've listened to a lot of Iggy. I I kind of fucked with it for a minute when it was like popping because you would hear it at like places in Montreal.
Oh yeah, well,
Like it was that one song got really really big, but nah, then it was mostly Bonnie. Bonnie's like, you guys are still talking about Iggy.
I know.
Yeah. She's like, listen to her latest album. I mean, I don't know. She's doing something right. She's still getting paid to do shit.
To each his own, you know.
I mean, it's not my cup of tea, really, but she does make music that is fun. Nah, I fucks with more like, I don't know, that combination between good music and like I fucks with you. Like, I feel like it's weird, but like I care so much more about if it fucks with, like the energy of like what the artist brings to the table,
Right.
and that bleeds right into my enjoyment of their music. I'm one of those dudes.
I like shit I could relate to and shit like that, you know? People spin that real stuff.
I mean, I don't relate to a lot of that real stuff, dude. I'm like, yo, sometimes people be spitting that real stuff, and I'm like, I don't understand a fucking word you just said in that slang-filled sentence, and Genius isn't helping me on this one. And then I'm like, I don't get it. I love the attitude and the energy, but my real shit's like office life. Ain't nobody writing songs.
You know what?
about
You
me.
should though. You know,
I
nobody
did.
really.
I
Oh,
wrote
I'm
a
a
project.
cubicle. Oh yeah, you did. Okay.
Well, I mean, I wrote a project heavily inspired by like the alternative grind is what I called it, and it was basically like, yo, I'm rapping about like white collar
Yeah, I think
corporate
you told me
shit.
about this. Yeah. Wow.
I'm kinda legit, and then I
Because
found
most
out-
of the people live that life anyway. You know.
but then they don't want to listen to it. They want to listen to like drug dealers and shit because they're like don't want to listen to the like office workers' plights. Like somehow I think
Like my boss is an asshole. Oh, shit.
no, it's more systemic. I look at like I don't want to go like too deep with it because my company's not bad and not really included.
Yeah, I
in
don't want
this.
to get you in trouble or anything.
No, but like the greater picture of North American styled capitalism, and it's more predominant in the States than in Canada, because in Quebec we actually have pretty fucking blessed labor laws, but like it's a trap. Yo, it's a trap like drug dealing's a trap.
Yeah.
You get a good salary, you cop your first house, then you get a better salary, you have a little 1-2 kid, now you need a bigger home. Now you cop
Exactly.
a house you can't afford unless you keep that salary.
You have to keep the job and all the benefits. It's like what do you call
And
it?
now you
The,
stuck.
the golden cups or some shit, right?
And, like, you just can't leave. Like, even myself, like, yo, like, I could quit my job, but, bro, I'd have to change my lifestyle.
But you know what? That's what Cali did and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like he was working the 9 to 5 and shit, and then he totally dedicated his life to the music shit like that. Like what he wants to do, and that's when we clicked. That like before I was working with mostly Sky, you know, and now like since he stopped working, his beats went crazy. You know, he dedicated more time to his beats, and it stepped up like 1,000%.
I mean, that's kind of how it is, but, like, it also took so long to get to that place. where
Exactly,
he was
yeah.
able to. And, like, the reality is, man, like, I've made so much less than I put in at this point that I'm a little bit far away from that, but that's the dream, bro. Every
Yeah,
single
that is a
day.
dream, man.
Oh, one of the cats just came out looking for food. But yeah, no, like that's absolutely like there's ways to make money is what I'm realizing. That's the one thing I felt like the New York trip did me good was like, yo, everybody in New York, all they talk about is how you can make money.
They're all hustlers, right? They have to make money. Like
the whole city
everything's so
hustles.
expensive and shit. They're
And
like,
then
yo.
it was even like wild, right? Like we went to this place called the Yankee Tavern in the middle of the Bronx near the Yankee Stadium, and we met some people there. I mean, I don't know what happened, but they just threw their first foot race. I'm like, what the fuck? And I got so invested in these random guys in the Bronx's shit talking and their foot race. And I'm watching these videos on Facebook, and I know there's a good 30 of us that gave a shit. I'm like, yo, there's something to this side of life that's like really fun, that regular side of life and shit.
It's people talking shit and just racing each other and shit. Yeah.
Then they're like, this is not the hood shit we're gonna do. We're back in the spring, bigger, better, badder with more, and we're gonna monetize. And I'm like, what the fuck? I guarantee you somebody gambled on somebody and money got made that day.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And I'm like, huh. In Montreal, everybody be like, I don't get grants. And I'm like, they don't get grants in New York either.
They just hustle, right?
And so I think people misinterpret hustle as crime, and then it's like, nah, bro. Hustle is like, get it, figure it out.
Exactly.
Just like figure shit out, like solutions.
Yeah.
Hustle it out, like
Find different ways to make money. That's it. Different streams and shit.
Like my man's was being like, yo, work extra hours if you got to stand out next to next man. Do the extra. Do that. Yo, people don't know. Yo, I spend so much time.
Man, might have to go to New York, man, just to get that motivation and shit like that, you know?
Yo, it's big time motivation. You just can't help it, man. You walk around and you're like, you find out what rent costs and you start running some shit in your head and you realize how expensive everything is.
I don't know how they do it, man.
They just grind it out,
yo.
They
like
do what they
2 jobs
do.
or some shit, some side. They probably sell some shit. Who knows, man?
Whatever you gotta figure out. And then I'm sure they link each other up too. So when somebody gets some good, they pass it around locally and whatnot. So it creates like this local dynamic that is powerful for them community. Anytime you hear about somebody talking about New York that had a positive experience, they ended up talking about like the communities they found. Not that they found right away, but that they found. I mean, Montreal gotta have some shit like that going on. We all ignore it.
We ignore it?
I think a lot of us ignore it.
Oh, okay.
A lot of us here, yeah. Like, how much time do we really, I'm saying a lot of us, not everyone, put into looking for it in our city? Like, I mean, past the age of 25.
I don't know. Like when you pass the age of 25, you have families and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's harder, you know?
But then we don't create it, you know? So it's like, yo, man, I'm telling you, maybe it's just because I went to that show with the fucking Jello or the ice shots I was telling you about.
Maybe you gotta holler at that guy who threw that shit. You know what I mean?
At that guy.
What?
I already hollered at him.
Okay.
But even then, you just go to a show and you're like, just look around a room and count your logistics, right? And then just make a list in your head and be like, okay, I just need a room, security guy, door check person.
Yeah, they took it serious, huh? Fucking like an actual club type shit. Wow.
The last thing you need is some bad shit going down when you playing with no masks and shit.
Yeah. That's good. No fights, nothing. That's good, man.
I mean, nothing I was privy to went bad, and the vibes felt proper the whole time I was there. I feel like a lot of people were just excited to be there. And it was like nice, and everybody was dressing up and shit. And I was like, I'm glad I put effort into my outfit for once. Yeah, it was a cool vibe.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, I hope you do some shit like that soon, man. You know?
No, we will. We'll figure it out. It's gonna take us. That's what I'm saying. Like all y'all out there too. Like if you're up in the neighborhood and you fucking have solutions for some of these things.
You know, I know people are listening right now. You know, if you have the resources and
or if
whatever.
you just want to be involved, right? Because if we throw the show, people have to go to the show. And I mean, like, everyone, I mean, it has to be like an interest, and like we figure it out and we make it a vibe that people want to be involved in. Like, when it comes to this shit, I'm way more malleable than I think people may be aware of. But it's like, I don't really think I know what's best for like what everyone wants. I think, honestly, we just gotta let the girls tell us what they want and then do that. And then the dudes will just be there. And we good.
That's exactly how it is.
If you're looking out and you see 80, 100 people in a room, you happy as a performer.
That's good to see, man. Like, you know, it's nothing worse than, you know, like doing a show and like nobody's there type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I've been through a few of those. So we're gonna like wrap it up.
No doubt.
It's cool that we went back up to 6. It kept going up and down all night. People kept coming through, coming out, and that's really dope to see. I know it went higher than that at one point. And then people popped on Facebook a bit. That's why I love this live shit, because it like creates this environment for those of you watching live. It fucks with all y'all, and I really appreciate it every time.
Like, really though, thank you for guys watching this shit. And yo, bump my new album, 3 Generations.
Right there.
You know,
if you hit the exclamation mark and type in links, it will show up in the chat here. And then all of y'all in the future, it's down in the description, and y'all can go do. Yeah, there it is. You can see it. Boom. We got that macro life we slowly building out.
Nice.
And because nobody's like ever really looking that deep with the follow me at. Nah, just links in description. Boom. We got that
amazing.
And thank y'all for watching it. Make sure to follow him and bump that shit. Also, like, if you peep his Bandcamp, which I might not have there or whatever, I think it's for sale there.
Yeah, Ismail made me put that up, you know what I mean? So it's there, you know?
And Yeah, so it's there for sale. It's on all the other shits. And yo, make sure to just watch out for what he does. Budda Child, we're gonna convince him to go make some more other kinds of content and some other shit because we
For
just
sure.
a little more up in the vibe of this world. Because I know people want to hear more about the Budda Child in life. Just see him doing things.
You're gonna hear and see from me. You know what I mean? I
On
do
that
big
note,
things.
I really do appreciate everyone out there that does come through, as we've said. I appreciate you, Budda Child, coming
Much
through for
respect,
this.
man.
I appreciate everyone there. And yo, live long and prosper, everyone.